Well, hello everybody, and welcome to another video. It's the end of Janthir Wilds, probably. I mean, I think I've started the past 2 or 3 parts saying the exact same thing, but it's actually true this time. Hold on, let's turn the game audio on here, and then turn it down a little bit. So, for people who are watching live, I'm starting a little bit early here today. I was scheduled to start at 7:30, but it's only 1:15 right now. Now, the reason I've done that... Do we have dialogue muted? No, we don't. Let's turn that off for a second. Now, the reason I've done that is because I'm here in a Convergence. I thought it would be kind of cool to open this last episode with a Convergence. It's funny. Now, I'm thinking of doing like a bit of a review thing for Secrets of the Obscure and for Janthir Wilds. Now that we've played 2, we could do like a bit of a mini X-Backy review thing. One of the things that's really struck me, what I've spent a huge amount of my playtime across both expansions doing, when it really comes down to it, like the content I've made, you know, where I play through blind, we do the achievements that are once per account, you know, the little story collection quests, which we'll be doing one of here very soon. You know, that's all well and good, but what it really means to sit and play and actively be a Guild Wars 2 PvE player through this era has been a lot of convergences. Convergences, which I barely talk about on my content, but I mean, this is it. You're looking at it right now. I needed to do 100 of the Secrets of the Obscure convergences, which I have now done. And I put a little tweet out about that. And I need to do 100 of these. This expansion was structured slightly different, where it basically said you only need to do 50, and you got a good amount of AP from it, and you got an everlasting bearkin combat tonic. Which is all well and good, but then once you get that, and I thought, okay, good, they've halved it this year, that's less grind. Once you get it, they reveal there is another 50 to do afterwards. They basically segmented it and chunked it out slightly different, basically, which ain't good, but, you know, at least it's playing the game, I guess. I don't know. So the most recent patch added this boss. This is Ura, the 3rd and final Convergence boss. I don't believe I've streamed this, so this is the Absolution version, and it's really bad. Sorry, you know, I'll look for an excuse to say something about the good about the game when I can. This is rough, man. So Decima was pretty easy. Kind of felt a bit like a damage sponge, a bit like a pinata. You would just hit Decima and then dodge every now and then. Some people would go out and do the red mechanic. I'm talking purely about the Convergence here. I'm not talking about the Merit Event. I'm not talking about the raids. I'm talking just about the Convergence. But mostly, you know, it was like a dodge or a block or a stab, whatever you were using. Like on my Ellie, I'd often play with Arcane Shield. And that was about it. Then Greer came out. And honestly, oh god, those burns. Sometimes you just get spammed with burns so hard here. Greer was actually kind of nasty. Lots of condies. I usually play like a healing alacrity build when it comes to Greer, because he is a bit rough. And then there's this. You might think, okay, there's going to be some interesting mechanics, something going on again. There's really not. She is just a pinata, really. I mean, look, all I'm doing is hitting her. I'm standing still 90% of the time. If you stand behind her or to the side of her, as I'm doing right now, and obviously the tighter the whole Zerg is stacked, eventually she's going to be facing you, right? But if you stand behind her, like, she has a float ability, which is like, you see these, not those bubbles. She's got like a little yellow ring that you avoid, a little yellow AoE, sorry. And I don't like the word ring, it makes me think of donut, and I don't really mean donut. That there, I think. Well, that might just be the ad. She spawns champions from like these sulfur puddles that you're supposed to break, but nobody ever does. I mean, there's not even a dodge. With Decima, at least there's a dodge every now and then. With Ura, it's just that. I mean, that was the whole phase there. And I'm just sitting here nattering away, chatting with you guys. So, you know, and we did a lot of damage. Usually I'm around 32k on this. I'm on a quickness build, for what it's worth. It's been interesting because there's a big balance patch that's just come out, and I was curious to see if some really nasty special new builds would start showing up. But really, so far I haven't. I've done a lot of these this week. I've done maybe 10 to 15 of them. I tend to be, when I'm in that mode where I'm really into Guild Wars 2, I'll spam as many as I can, because I know once that enthusiasm goes, or that routine goes, I'm just not going to touch it again for years, like that specific content area. So if I can finish it while I'm enthusiastic, then I will, you know. In theory, you only really need to do 3 per week for max rewards, right? See, here I'm dying. I need to Condi cleanse with Star 4, so I lose quite a lot of damage there. Because I can't trust the healer in the Zerg to do anything. I am the commander here, but I'm only the commander in as much as I wanted to make sure that this map wasn't dead. So, like, I loaded in slightly late to the convergence. Oh god, I play so much worse when I'm talking. Oh, look at that. That was my impossible odds not activating. That's what I was rambling about there. So I joined in slightly late and there weren't many people here. I wanted to be sure that it looked populated on LFG and stuff. The other convergence map was already full. So I just threw up a tag, invited people that were near me, and said, okay, here's a map. Which, you know, I encourage anyone and everyone to do. It's good for LFG to look full. See there, I'm avoiding the pizza slice just by standing slightly to the side. I encourage anyone to just spin up a thing. You know, like, I think a lot of new players look at commanding like a really crazy, oh my god. It's nothing. It's just putting a tag up and getting people into a map on LFG. I mean, it can be more if you want. You don't have to do more for a convergence though. Anyway, so yeah, basically, a bit disappointed in Ura. I hadn't streamed any of this content yet though, so I figured I would here. I swear my arc is broke, right? Because right now, if you look, I'm doing 28 a second, and I've done 2.4 million damage total. But it's showing this Reaper. Oh, I guess because of Cleave, actually. I guess the Reaper is cleaving some of these other mobs in the area. Oh, the other thing about this boss is she does have a big break bar, like a really huge break bar. So for a while, I was playing this on Ellie with like Technobabble and stuff, and I was trying to break the break bar. And you can get on the Warclaw. I think I talked about this a little bit. You can get on the Warclaw, and you can. Oh, there you go. I got bubbled there. There you go. There's a little float. And that's your punishment there. It's not even really that big of a punishment. But I don't know now. I don't know whether it's really worth it. I mean, I just sit here hitting them now on Rev. Really easy gameplay. You're giving people quickness. So you're helping the group. Reasonable damage. I mean, what more could you ask for? And this rotation does have a bit of CC in it with the Glint Unleash that you just saw there a second ago. Swapping to Staff is pretty annoying. And this is Jade Winds is way too energy intensive, so that's one of the downsides of Rev. It doesn't really feel that reactive. There again, look, impossible odds not turning on. So weird. It might be the added strain on my system when I start streaming. It makes things feel like there's a bit of extra latency there than I'm used to. Oh, or maybe it's because I'm on NA right now. It might be that actually. Ah, shit. I missed my glint damage modifier there. So yeah, we basically would just sit here, do another 4%, then it will run away, and that's it. And off screen, basically, I'll be doing another. So I think I've done about 65 out of the 100 right now. So I'll be closing that gap. Basically, what's going to happen is we're going to wait 3 months. The next expansion's going to come out, and then what's going to happen is we're going to. Also, I would never deposit. People always deposit here. I mean, we already have 50 heroes alive. So you don't need to break the frozen soil. So why people deposit every time between phase, I have no idea. It's just going to lower your damage in the next round. You want to hold all 50 charges, surely. Sometimes there's a really trolly thing, which is when, you know, I'm going to get the special action to TP over in a second. Sometimes it will port you directly on top of Stoic Order to deposit, and you'll just lose all your charges out of nothing. That's happened to me twice, and I'm always really nervous about it now, because it's a huge damage cut if you lose these calibrated essences. Yeah, so basically I'll be doing, well, we're going to wait 3 months, the new one's going to come out, there'll probably be another convergence, and I'll be leapfrogging those. There you go, we had the special action for a second, but I'm already in the room, so it doesn't matter. Horrible opening. I've also come into Ura right at the start here, and she's just immediately jumped on me. Oh, the jump is another thing. So obviously she's got the hitbox, the red circle around her base, right? That is deceiving. That is not correct. See, when she lands, she does a big hit. I have to stand way back from the red circle, otherwise you get tagged by it. Now on Rev, because you know it's pretty easy and comfortable, I don't actually think I get one shot even with 50 stacks. But on some other classes you do, and it's kind of annoying, honestly. Like, I can't just Death Strike in. When she jumps and moves, if it lines up, it would be really cool to just Death Strike, teleport over to her, and Like here, maybe if it was up. It would be cool to be able to do that, but I can't. I have to sort of linger and take a little bit of downtime, sadly. There you go. I don't know. I've exhausted everything I have to say about this goddamn thing. Hello to everybody in the live chat. Sorry that I'm starting a little bit early. I know some people will have been, you know, going off getting their coffee. I have a coffee too here. It's very, very hot at the moment, though. I don't know what it's like where you guys are living, but holy shit. I actually, so there might be a bit of background noise in this episode, and I do apologise for that, because I have both an aircon and a fan blasting air onto me right now. The aircon is kind of rough. It's a bit rickety, and the longer it goes... So basically, if I grab it and I shake it, give it a bit of a knock around, it'll run silent. There's those bloodstone etchings on the floor, by the way. Don't stand in those. It like slowly just gets louder and louder and louder, more and more and more rickety, until I then have to go shake it again. So there might have to be a point in the middle of this stream where I run away to go kick an aircon. I wouldn't really kick it, but yeah. Hopefully it's not too loud. I might just turn the fan off as well, and we'll be okay. I'm not gonna lie, guys, the past 2 weeks it has been so hot, and the hours I like to stream, like I've probably done less stuff than I wanted to, just because I've been sitting here so completely like swampy feeling in ridiculous humid heat. I'm feeling unproductive as a result, so instead of doing a stream, doing something else. Here, look, I've got 20 poison on me again. I think that might just be from standing near sulfur piles. Oh, can I recommend another thing, guys? If you do what I do, which is just throw a tag up and, you know, post on NFG, if you're going to be the tag, stand still. Stand as still as you possibly can, whether it's Uro, whether it's Greer, whether it's Decima. It's proper annoying to follow a tag on here, but they're running around collecting, like, essences and shit. Or, I don't know, doing whatever. And it's just so hard to stack on the tag and trust you'll get some boons, you know? I've also taken to, like, looking in the squad. So there we... Oh, no, wrong way. I've taken to looking in the squad UI at, like, okay, is that a holo? Who is it that's going to give me alacrity? And then, like, putting a personal ping on them. Like this orange thing I've given to this Harbinger. Like, if I want quickness, now I'll stand next to this guy the whole time as much as possible. But even that doesn't work very well in convergences, because when you get to one of the Warclaw phases, people get separated, and then the target goes away. Anyway, there you go. That's what it's like to fight Ura. A real disappointment. A disappointment in the story. A disappointment in the mechanics. Now, I don't know what the LM was like or anything. I did not partake this year. Hopefully a little bit more interesting than that. That's all I can say. And I mean, it certainly was, wasn't it? Alright, so. With that done, that last little bit of Absolution. Talked about, shown off, documented. Brilliant journalism, isn't it? Let's leave the squads. Let's get off the rev. Let's go on to this. And so, what are we doing today? Well, we have 2 things on the agenda. I don't know how long they are or how hard they're going to be. I haven't had any warnings from you guys in chat about time gates. If there are time gates, then this is going to be a pretty unappetizing episode, I'll tell you, because we'll hit a time gate and then we'll stop. But what we're going to do is this quest here, Titan Organ Smuggling. All the way through the last map, we were constantly hearing about people smuggling Titan organs out of the city or whatever. You see, it's got a bunch of objectives, lots of clues. We have to do them in order. In the previous part, we did, like, running around finding these memory essences, these scrit all over the place, basically. This time, hopefully, there's a bit more of a story. I don't know. I'm excited to see it. We'll get 5 AP, all told. You'll see also I've got Zap and Dawn. I've been making heavy progress on both of those. As far as the Wizard's Vault is concerned, I'm finished with the season now, except Kinfall. It wants me to do Kinfall 5 times, which is actually really good, I think. That's quite smart. Because it's fractals. You know, you want people to regularly do fractals. So, maybe we'll do that. There is an achievement I'm missing for not having done it at a high scale. As for this week, I've done the weekly. As for the daily, I've done the daily. We've got all the rewards now. We have the Ward Knights, everything, except the cape. So let's grab that. That's weird. Why didn't it turn off? There you go. Oh, the leggings. We didn't have the leggings either. Oh, are you fucking serious now? I don't have enough funds. Ah! Okay, hold on. I got 260. It wants 375. I can't do it. Even if we spam... Well, we could if we spam all the kinful fractals. I can just tell there's someone in chat going, do it! Do it! No, no, no. We've got stuff we were planning. Mind you, kinful is not that long. Ah. Well, anyway, I basically got the Ward Knight stuff. I'll clean that up off screen at some point. I actually had got to the point where, like, look, I bought my gold. I spent my 90 gold on my points on the 90 gold because I only thought I needed 300. Shit. Well, anyway, we got all the old growth weapons and all of that. That's all done. So, yeah, the other thing that I want to do is Orax. Now, I don't... So, I'm going to go look over at live chat now. Do you guys know where I actually start the Orax legendary story thing? I figure we can begin that, at least. You guys said that there was some good lore. But I don't actually know where to go to trigger that. Let's have a look here. So, if I go to collections and legendary weapons... I don't have anything left to do. There's these three, the Heart of Thorns ones, but they're locked and unrelated. And then there's these, which I'm currently working on. So they didn't add anything there. Oh, because it's a backpack. Okay, here you go. Legendary weapon, legendary backpack and glider, Orax. Bind the legendary backpack and glider, Orax manifested. Okay, so that's not actually the quest. That's just a, hey, attaboy for having done it. If we go to Orax here, we can preview it. Cannot see shit on my back because of my big ass shoulders. Oh, that one looks quite kind of interesting. So it has two variations, Orax contained and Orax manifested. I actually kind of really like the contained one. Basically what it is it's Dragon Void. Here, what I could probably do is hide, 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 and then preview it. There you go. So that's the manifested, and then the contained one is this little jade sliver here. It's dyed, I guess, the colors of my character, makes it look a bit weird. In the preview, it was kind of like void. I think the lore implications of this are quite interesting, because is this actually Sue 1 when she's fallen to the void? I.e., is this a thing you're fighting at the Harvest Temple? Or is it some other entity from the Mists that is draconic in some way? Is it another Sue 1 type thing? Because, you know, there's a thing going on with the game's lore at the moment, which is, what created Tyria? Oh, Sue 1 did. So where did Sue 1 come from? And basically the story is Sue 1 was in the mists and, like, separated the magics and created this plane or whatever. But that you know, is that thing, oh, what's the name? It's a fallacy or a... It's not a fallacy, is it? You know, agnostics and atheists discuss it with theologians all the time. You know, what made this? God made this. Then what made God? Then you can put another layer up there, but then it will always be... There will always be another question, what made the thing, right? I've articulated that terribly. But anyway, we're basically that, but in a fantasy world here. So, the idea that there are these mist travelers, like the gods, like maybe Sue 1, like what birthed Sue 1? Is there a brother, a father, a mother to Sue 1? A kin creature? And is that what Orax is? That's my question, basically. And I'd love to know. So is there actually lore? Oh, people in chat are just saying, okay, Orax is just a demon. Wow, I mean, hold on, though. Any entity from the Mist is a demon? Sue 1? Could we just call her a demon out of perspective? Alright, but in all seriousness, where do we actually start the quest? North of the Barvanisos waypoint. It's got the legendary logo. It's near the Organ Lady 2, says BR Spees. Okay, so we're pretty close here. So let's go into Barvanisos. God, I'm going to have to drink already. Oh, do you know what? It's a little bit cold, but that's actually kind of pleasant. That's quite pleasurable. I've decided to pronounce certain words in different ways, guys. So... Elixir. I'm going to start saying elixir now. I'm playing Enshrouded at the moment, and whenever the word elixir comes up, elixir, okay? So we'll be an engineer using elixirs. What else are we going for? I'm going to be saying ruins instead of runes. I'm going to be saying sexual instead of sexual. You've got to sneak that extra S in there. Sexual. Alright, it's a bit like the word sensual. Yeah? We're going a little bit harder with it. And Justicia. Yeah, exactly. Same with Orichalcum. Or no, I'm going to go with the Orichalcum still. Okay, brilliant. You guys have been amazing. Okay, so it's Jorvik Joransson. He says, Commander, exactly who I wanted to see. I've got an experiment to finish, but I need the assistance of someone exceptional. Someone strong, brave, powerful, well-dressed. And I suppose that's me. With the Titan incursions over in Janthir, the barriers between Tyria and the Mists, tenuous at best, I feel, have been weakening in some places. Okay. So I'm running an experiment, because the World Spire is still damaged, right, and needs reparations. So I'm running an experiment to push the boundaries of science and obtain some more solid, meaningful data from the other side of the Mists. What does that mean? The other side of the Mists? I didn't really think of the Mists as having sides. They were everything, everywhere, all at once, right? That's apparently a good movie. Kerry recommended I watch that, and I haven't yet. Okay, so I've been to the Mist several times, you know. I could tell you about it. Did you write it down? It's not a verifiable primary source until you've written it down. Fair enough. What data are you after? We've seen and heard so much about the Mist, but I'm sure it's just a fraction of what's out there. I want to find out something new. Anything. Wouldn't that be dangerous? Probably. We don't know what's out there, but we've had enough monsters come through that we're likely to discover more of those. Isn't that exciting? This all feels very thin or something. I don't know. Alright, I'm in. Excellent. The first thing I need for you is to charge a special battery of sorts. Here, take this. How do I do it? Some of my esteemed colleagues have written to me about their attempts to harness lightning in Janthir Sentry and the Mistburn Barrens. Lightning strikes should be powerful enough to charge it. You can count me in. Right, I didn't see a ding for any kind of a quest. Nor did I see me get any items. Can you remind me what I'm doing, please? Replay scene. I'm sorry, who are you? You flatter me. Sure, I'm in. Right. Over here, maybe? And this is the organ thing, which we already did. There's a smuggling ring of Titan organs. Doubt it's very big, though. 5, maybe 10 members tops. I think we read this in the last part. Search for experiments in the shadows. Experiments? Okay, unknown nightmares. Experiments in the shadows. Oh, this is a fairly long one as well. Okay. So complete the collect lightning to keep the Asura turrets charged event in the Mistburn Barrens, or the collect jars and fill them with lightning and deposit them to the drop-off locations event in Janthir Sentry to charge the battery. So this is kind of like a personal story journal item. It's not really in my inventory, but we sort of have it. Something like that. The chicken and the egg. Yes, I guess. Okay, right. So we have 2 quests. The lightning in the bottle event is nearly always going on here, but right now it's the meta. So nothing else will be going on, and weirdly enough, nobody is participating in the meta. So I'm going to do Titan organs first. The gods have spoken, guys. We happen to have arrived here during the meta. That almost never happens for me lately. So, find the crate of smuggled organs in Mantle's arrival. That's where we just were, isn't it? I'm waypointing as fast as fucking possible there because a lightning conduit or something will hit us and put us in combat. So, I'm looking at my minimap right now to see if there's any, like, icons, and there's not. So what is the gameplay here? Run around this vast area in the hopes that I see the thing? Press F on all the crates? Is it in the vicinity? It's funny, I'm so tempted to hit the starlit lantern every time, but we know it doesn't matter. Oh! Oh, I crashed! Oh dear. Wow. Weird. That's so odd. I so rarely crash from Guild Wars 2. I'm completely out of the game right now, guys. Oh my god. It's okay, look, we have Liz on the overlay to help us out. Yeah, the gameplay is check all the crates, find the right one, basically. Yeah, that's... I think I'll go to Wiki, guys. Alright, we're logging back in. Hold on. Technical difficulties. You know what I should do? I used to put a picture on all my videos. I don't know if you guys remember, but I lifted it from The Simpsons. There's a... There's an episode of Classic Simpsons where... like there's a news broadcast going on, like a Kent Brockman broadcast, and they have technical issues, so the TV cuts, and they have a picture of like a dog holding the plug, like the dog has pulled the plug out of the TV or something, and it says like technical difficulties, please wait. I have a screen grab of that I used to use a lot in my videos. Sorry, here we go. Case 382. Titan organ smuggling. Alright, I've got it, guys. I've got it here. I've got the locations. We're ready to cheat. Anyway, I used to use that a lot. I haven't used it in years, but as I was cleaning all my files and stuff out a couple of weeks ago, I found it again. I could just put it in the background on OBS so that if we ever cut to black, if anything ever crashes, it just has the dog there. I should use that again. Alright, okay. So, let's see what we got here. I'm going to have to rearrange some of my... windows and things here just so that I can read live chat and monitor the stream and play the game and look at the guide all at once. It's so difficult, guys. Such a first world problem. Shit, how have I ended up with 4 goddamn Chrome windows going all at once? Alright. So, find Chief Inspector Luz, we did that. Find the crate of smuggled goods in Mantle's arrival. It looks like it's right next to the waypoint. One of these, which is weird, because it was sort of my instinct to press F on these. Oh, here we go. Check crates. Wow, really? So some of you guys... These crates are filled with all sorts of supplies, but nothing looks suspicious. Oh, you can just straight up check loads of the crates. This crate is filled with all sorts of bits and bobs. What should you do? Take everything out or push the random stuff to the sides? Oh, I like this. I didn't expect that I'd get like little micro decisions here. Okay, I'm going to push the stuff to the side. I'm not going to take everything out immediately. You push everything to the side but find nothing. You should probably try something else. I don't have time for this. Take everything out. Now empty, you notice a small latch on the bottom of the crate. Oh, check for traps. Or check for traps. You carefully check for traps first. You properly disable them before undoing the latch. You find a small crate filled with... See, we don't have a perception stat in this game, alright? This ain't like this ain't no Larian RPG. There was perception once upon a time, though. Back in like the early alphas, the Diablo-style leveling was there. You'd level up and you'd put points into like strength, vitality and stuff. You find a small crate filled with Titan organs and a raven symbol. Whoa. The conspiracy. Return to Chief Inspector. Interesting. I saw a video on Reddit the other day of some like sweet lady that had just bought a bunch of like fine china and like Jesus, what's the DEA. This was in America. The DEA like grabbed them, smashed the plates open, and there's all like cocaine and stuff in the plates, and this lady was going like, "Oh, I had no idea." I feel bad for it. Thank you for offering to help. How can I support your scientific pursuits? Can you remember what I'm doing? No, I don't need to remind. Oh, sorry, over here. Find anything? Yeah, this trapped crate marked with a raven symbol. A raven symbol. I'll check my sources. The good news is that this gives us proof of the smuggling ring's existence. So, what's the next step? So far, we've had few suspects here in Barbanissos. We know that someone is hauling the goods while someone else is cooking the books to get these crates out. Okay, what else? Well, buyers. There are a few suspects out there that you'll need to look into. Then, we can go after the ringleader. Okay. Any leads on the muscle? Someone here in camp is moving the crates. Someone pretty... probably someone pretty strong. I like the idea of someone really weak and scrawny, but they're using like levitation magic or something. Keep your eyes and ears, or you know, Asuran devices, anti-grav devices. Keep your eyes and ears open for anyone acting suspicious. Report back to me with any intel or evidence you can. Okay, so who do you think's cooking the books? I've had my eye on a few clerks, a couple of Silvari, Isla and Yulani. But if I go asking questions, they'll make a run for it. That's where you come in. Chat them up. See if you can't get them to spill. What about the buyers? I've traced some to the wealthy neighborhoods of Divinity's Reach, and I've also noticed a lot of money moving through the Lion's Arch docks. And between us, I think a ward member is in on it. A ward member? That's right. And they're not an easy bunch to investigate. Well, for me anyway. I've gotten word that someone on the inside is harvesting from the organs. Snoop around, see what you can come up with. Okay, I'll take a look. I think I got it. Go ahead and show me the list. Cool. Okay, so we have 3... This is cool, because I first looked at this list and thought this was going to be a linear, you know, sequence of objectives. Do this in order, this in order, this in order. But no, they've given us a bit of a choice of where to go, which is really cool. Kind of breaks it down. So we could look for the potential buyer among the elite of Divinity's Reach. Where do the rich like Lord Farron live again? Question mark. Or... Lutz thinks someone around Mantle's arrival must be moving the organ crates around. There are also, there's a Silvari handling logistics. And there could be a buyer at the docks at Lion's Arch. And we want to check out the ward over at Amnitas. Surely not Amnitas. Hold on, Lutz thinks some organs are making their way to Amnitas. You should poke around after helping the Coden destroy the sacks. That sounds like that one's event locked. Which is a bit worrying. Well, I don't really want to just do this in order. But on the other hand... Wiki is listing it in that order. So fuck it. Let's do it. Alright, over to the home instance, I guess, apparently. It's towards the Salma district. And we need to roll perception. Yeah, there should be multiple ways of us clearing this. One is to be perceptive, the other is to just bluster our way through. So, supposedly... I think Wiki is just asking me to go into the home instance. Oh, they've got a lot of screenshots for us on this. Like a lot of screenshots. This is a really good page. I'm basically just viewing it on slideshow mode and clicking through. Oh yeah, Organ Sack is the event north of Bavanisos where you can pull down pieces of the arch to damage them. North of Bavanisos where you can pull down pieces of the arch to damage them. See, now I'm concerned. Maybe I should go there, check if it's up now. Whatever. No, we'll be fine. Also, did I just get something ding? Loot thinks is a potential buyer. This is where the elite live. There must be something here. That's really weird, Arenanet, because I didn't think that this is where the elite lived. Necessarily. This is just the home instance. I could be a noble. I could be a commoner. I could be a street urchin. In all three, I live in this area. The Salma district doesn't speak to class to me. If I were doing this without looking at Wiki, I would just immediately have gone up to the gardens. And I would have checked maybe some housing around the palace. Or I always kind of got the vibe that the people who lived on the walls high up had a lot of money too. I don't know why. Maybe just because it's the idea that penthouses are high or something. I don't know. And failing that, I probably would have checked the Western Commons. I wouldn't have thought to come to the home instance. But hey, maybe there's a specific room in here that is classy feeling in some way. Let's turn dialogue back on now. Also, I can barely hear the game. You guys can hear the game okay, right? I'll turn it up. I got the problem today where I really don't want to be wearing headphones. I don't like wearing headphones. I'm much more of a speaker guy. I only wear headphones if I absolutely have to, which unfortunately means while streaming and making videos and shooting podcasts and stuff like that, because you don't want it echoing back through. Oh, there's a suspicious note here. Observe the paper lanterns. And when it's hot, I especially don't like wearing headphones. But here we are. Select the true statement from the choices below and follow its instructions. What? A red lantern is always next to a yellow lantern. The drop is inside the house that's located down the street on the right. Look behind the red armchair on the second floor. Oh, this is cool. Okay, so they're using these brakes again. So, is a red lantern always next to a yellow lantern? So let's look at the paper lanterns up here. This is fucking epic. Wow. Well, no. Okay, wait. A red one is always next to a yellow. Well, that's not true because this is a red one next to a red and a blue.
Of course. We can't cook with rotten fruit.
I thought this was like speaking more generically, or we were being introduced to some big new faction associated with the Lunar New Year or some shit. But no, it literally means these lanterns. That's so cool. That's really amazing. Do you know what I love about that as well? Because this is such old stuff, you know? When I think about early Guild Wars 2, I think about being here in the personal story. Running here, there's the party. Ludo the Mime vanishes. Not Ludo the Mime. Who is he? To appear at Fort Trinity later. And here they are talking about these assets. That's so cool. So, a red lantern is always next to a yellow lantern. Not true. So we don't have to follow this advice. The drop is inside the house that's located down the street on the right. Look behind the red armchair on the second floor. No. Oh my god. There are more than 19 yellow lanterns, but fewer than 22. Okay, so for this instruction, we are looking for 20 or 21 yellow. If there are 20 or 21 yellow, then that's true. So let's get counting. We're looking for the number 20 or 21. And I know I've repeated that a lot of times. I just want it to stick. 20 or 21. Ready? So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. It's getting close. 18, 19, 20. Okay, then it's true. 20 or 21. I just got 20.
I saw this hunter.
I'm going to do a recount just to be sure.
It was bigger than me, and it said, woof!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We just got 20 twice in a row. So I think the correct instruction is this one. For funsies, I'm going to read this last one as well here. Blue lanterns are the rarest of them all. And if that's true, we need to backtrack towards the location of the first note. You mean this note? What? Did I miss a note?
When I grow up, I'm going to be a brave
Go down the stairs
hero.
on the right. Once down, look to the right of the door. By the way, this is all signed by CB. Whenever I'm dealing with humans and notes and people signing off with just initialisms, right? Like CB, it always just makes me think of E. I'm immediately like, oh, E? Is this a companion of E? Okay, so let's just verify this. Blue lanterns are the rarest of all is the statement. And what we want to find is that that's not true. We want to find that they're actually quite common. And that would affirm what we believe. So blue, so this green shade is actually quite close to blue on my monitor calibration right now. But okay, so blue. So how many blues do we have? Let's just count. 1, 2, 3, 4. By the way, is it the same asset? It's not even, you know, I would assume that they would just have copy pasted. Oh my god. All my cats just going mad there. That was weird. That was very cool. I've never noticed my cats actually having strange... Oh, these are the World versus World cats. It's the yellow cat commander and the blue cat commander. And they have little zergs and they do battle against one another. Look, he's like charging his laser. There you go, look, they're doing it. And they have the costume brawl effects. Dude, this is a good quest. This is exactly what Guild Wars needs to do. Make you go back to the old stuff, remember and appreciate the value that is there. Alright, anyway, sorry. Right, blue. Blue, right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 2 per line. Is it the same asset every time then? Oh, it is. It is the same asset. It's just a mirror image sometimes. Ready? Yellow, red, red, blue, yellow, 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 yellow. Yellow, red, red, blue, yellow, yellow. Yellow, red, red, blue, yellow, yellow, green, green, red. Yellow, red, red, blue, yellow, yellow, green, green, red, blue, yellow. Yeah, you see, it's the same thing every time. It's just whether it reads the right to left or left to right. Okay, so we don't actually need to do much counting. We only need to do a little bit of counting and then times it by 1, 2, 3, 4. We just need to quadruple any number we find. So, there are 2 blues. In fact, we don't even need to do the quadrupling. There are 2 blues. Is there anything that appears less? Does that count? Let's look here. 2 blues. Well, there's also 2 greens. Okay, so there's 2 blues and 2 greens. So they are equally as rare as one another. So the fact that they're equally as rare as one another tells me that the statement is false. You can't say that blue lanterns are the rarest of them all when greens are just as rare as them.
Oh, good. And you
So just by looking at a single line, we can calculate that.
We can't cook with rotten fruit, can we?
And here again, we can calculate the one we suspect to be true, that there are more than 19 yellow lanterns, yet less than 22, by just counting one line. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times 4 is 20. It's always only ever going to be a multiple of 4. 20 is a multiple of 4. 19 is not. 22 is. There you go. We just got way too nerdy about that. But okay, it's definitely the middle one. We really got blood out of a stone there, didn't we? That's every bit of value possible. Okay, so we're going to continue down the street. How do you know which direction I came to the street from, dear note? Turn right and pass through the garden arch. Does this stay up? Okay, it does. So here's the garden arch. Lovely. I'm a big fan of these. I use them in my guild hall. Turn right again and continue down the street. Past my growing crops, my kale. Look behind the last crates. Oh, there's a chest over here. Oh, and it disappeared. It's filled to the brim with gold. Looks like there's a note nearby as well. Dude, this is really good. Letter to Brode. Brode? How do I pronounce that? WP prepping for his guest appearance on Number File. 20 is a multiple 4. There was a 60 symbols video I wanted them to make. I saw a post the other day, and it was the like complete standard model of physics as we understand it today, right? And it was written on a single page as one long form equation, and it was kind of a special type of equation that can articulate it or whatever. And it looked really complicated, but like completely indecipherable to me. But I was like, they should do a video on that. Definitely. You know, even just very casually, like breaking down how you're supposed to read it, what it looks like, so on and so forth. We just got some trivia in-game here. Fun fact, you're currently in the Salma district. In the lore, this place is dedicated to the great Salma Hayek. Her movie, From Dusk Till Dawn, is an homage to the precursor weapons. Is it really? Okay, I will actually buy that as trivia. If we just shift the goalpost slightly. This is clearly a reference to Queen Salma of Guild Wars 1 fame. But if you want to say that that is a reference to Salma Hayek, who, by the way, speaking about Reddit again here, is that there's a post at the moment, like, what's the most phenomenally beautiful actress you've ever seen? And the top candidate from the OP was that Quentin Tarantino scene where she puts his foot in his mouth and he drinks champagne from down her body off of her toes. Anyway, let's read this. Brode. I don't know how to pronounce that. Bro, maybe. Whenever I see an E-A-U, I always think French. Countess. I'm going to say it's a girl. Don't think for a second you can cut me out of your little business venture. You and I both know those rich clients of yours aren't paying you in compliments. We have a deal here. Gods know I've kept my end of the bargain. And I bet the Queen would be very interested to know about yours. I've been more than patient with you. It's time to pay up. Remember, Your Highness, I'm your only source of supply. When you're goldless in the gutter again, you think those snobs you rub elbows with will give you a second chance? Or are you gunning for a prison cell this time around? Pleasure doing business, H. You notice the familiar raven symbol at the bottom of the page. Okay.
I planted those seeds this morning.
I'm going to go to Wiki. I want to know
Of course. We can't cook with rotten fruit, can we?
something. That I'll explain in a second.
I saw this hunter who had a doggy. It was bigger than me, and it said, woof!
Come on, help me out here. Help me out here, Wiki. I know you can do it. Damn. Wiki might not be able to do it for me on this occasion. Well, without more Googling, that will be incredibly boring and tedious to watch. Let me just have a look here. No, not that character.
When I grow up, I'm
What's,
a brave hero.
Hold on. Hold on, guys. I'm nearly there. I just tried to type Rurikton, and I typed Rickton. That was not my intention. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, I can't figure out. Okay, basically I'm wondering what... Countess Anise is not the only countess, right? I was trying to get the name of another countess. That's not written to Anise, is it? Because obviously that's my instinct, but I was thinking, Anise isn't the only countess. Like, is it Countess Wynn? In the personal story, you find out, you know, you've got the guys in charge of Rurikton, and one of them's in the Order of Whispers. There are other countesses. I was just looking on Wiki trying to find what countesses we have. You know, there are counts and countesses, but I couldn't find a page that had them all like in a list or whatever. Anyway, so we've now got a mystery countess. We've got the initials that from a second ago that I've forgotten already, and now this H person. There was Baron Corone in the personal story too. With math skills like yours, you should be accountant yourself. You guys are worrying me like 20 isn't in the 4 times table. Which I know it is, alright? You're not gaslighting me on this. Easy way to know that, it's half of 40. And 40 is obviously in the top 4 times table. Come on. If you don't know that, I don't know where we're going. The peerage system of Cryer isn't the clearest thing. Yeah, I assume this is going to be one of those things where the details start letting me down. Not just my memory. Alright, okay, so what do I take from this? I don't know. What would an intelligent person remember about this note? There's a dodgy countess in Divinity's Reach that's been buying these organs, I guess. But it sounds like they've been shafted, right? The Countess is buying the Titan organs, but isn't paying for them. So now this supplier, this H, associated with the Raven, is annoyed. That's basically what we get from this, right? Like, was Kazmir's mother and father a Count and Countess? Right, well, whatever. Okay, so that's H. H is pissed. H isn't getting the money. H is associated with the Raven. I'm wondering, by the way, if there's a particular Raven Norn that I'm supposed to know or could remember that has a name beginning with H. I doubt there's that. I just want to read this again here. This was signed CB.
I saw this hunter who had a doggy.
Is it possible?
It was bigger than me, and it said, woof!
Countess Biat? I don't know. What? I don't know. Alright, let's see whether the story journal, i.e. this achievement UI, what it has to say. The note ties Countess Cindy Brode. Oh! It is Countess Brode. CB, Countess Brode. So Countess Brode wrote this. She gave instructions to the Raven people for the dead drop. Which is terrible, by the way, because any outsider can crack this code. Surely it should be relying on a piece of information only those inside know. Not that I could just putz around and look at the lanterns. What's the idea? That no one will put the energy in? I read a story once of a guy who he earned a bunch of money for himself when he was a teenager. You know, as much as a teenager considers a lot of money. So I think he had a couple of grand, right? And he was leaving for the military. He was going to be gone. So what he did was he took his, at that point, life savings, a few $1,000s, wrapped them up in a like a plastic bag, put it in a safe box, buried it out near like a railway, like 5-10 minutes out of his local town, out in the wilderness, so to speak. Buried it, went to the local pub, or not pub, I don't know where, because you guys don't really have pubs in the US, but put on like a local notice board thing, a treasure map with instructions to the treasure, hoping that a random member of the public would read the treasure map and go and find his booty. And, I mean, what a cool thing to do. What a generous thing to do. What an exciting thing to do. Anyway, he finished his tour in the military or whatever, his duty in the military, came home like 10 years later to his hometown and went to look to see if, finally went to look to, and it was just still there. No one had ever done anything with it, and that was it. So, you know, for those who are willing to open their eyes and see, opportunity lies. I can't reread this now. Okay, so I don't know. So I found a large amount of nearby gold. There's a note nearby. The note ties Countess Cindy Broad. I don't know Cindy Broad. Chief Inspector Lutz would like to see it. Alright, so we're done with that bit, I guess. It occurs to me now that sometimes I'll do one of these objectives and it's going to, like, ding 2 things at once. So this quest might not be, like, the epic adventure that I thought it might originally be. Not that I'm actually disappointed by that.
A true warrior needs a weapon for every day.
A little bit of fish broth with fresh vegetables from the village.
Please tell me you got some names, evidence, anything? I've narrowed down some suspects. Give me the name, spill it. Well, Countess Cindy Broad, a human noble, is the Divinity's Reach buyer. Cindy Broad! Her family is a distant relative of Estelle's. Who was Estelle again? Oh, God. Who was Estelle? Wiki doesn't give me a hit on Estelle. Minister Estelle, it does, actually. Minister Estelle is a noble, a member of the Crichton Ministry, suspected of being behind the accusation of Queen Jenna's treason. She's indeed revealed to be within the ranks of the White Mantle during Season 2 and Season 3. Oh, this is just one of the Head of the Snake NPCs. I vaguely recall the name, not the specific moment she's involved in. Oh, no, I remember. When you play Professor Layton... not Professor Layton. Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. When you do the Phoenix Wright instance in Season 2 with Casimir and Anise and you detect the liar. And Canuck's in the middle and he makes that joke about chopping off her head or whatever, but it was just a clone. That moment, that's Estelle. You're fingering Estelle in that one. And she ends up getting taken away, I think. After you bust her. I think that was it. And then in the Head of the Snake, I assume she appears as a mini-boss or something. Okay, so Cindy knew Estelle. A distant relative. After the mess with the White Mantle, I heard the whole family fell from grace. What proof do you have? An entire chest of gold from her buyers. And a letter from H. Perfect. We won't be able to nab all her buyers, but this should be enough to break up the smuggling ring. Nice little connection to Season 2 and 3 there. I like that. That was good. Glad I could help. Back to the others. See, look, we got a 2-for-1 there. Alright, next. Lutz thinks someone's around Mantle's arrival, must be moving the crates. Alright, we're looking for someone big and heavy here.
Weapon for every day of the week.
Let us see. Let us see the finest greens. Whoopsie. Oh, God. Oh, God. I've clicked the wrong button now. Alright, there we go. Right, so... apparently, somewhere to the south. Over here, maybe?
Tired of guard duty.
I thought this could have ended up being about the animals in the smuggling ring with Lion's Arch, but I guess not in the end, actually. Aha, here's a crate. It's filled with Titan organs. Looks like there's a note nearby as well. Jesus, my Mini just ran up and made me think it was a mob attacking me. One of those titans over there. Letter to Deep Smoke. This is also from H. Wow, what a name. I love that name. Saturninus. Is that Saturnius? It's not Saturnius, actually. It's Saturninus. Saturninus? Saturninus? I'm scared I'm adding an extra IN in there. I think Saturninus. Saturninus. Yeah, that's only 2 N's. We need to be more careful. I don't know if you've noticed, but an odd colleague of mine has been dispatched to Barbanissos. Lutz is a tough nut to crack, and he has an eye for detail. Keep the shipment separate for now until we can find a better hiding place. Also, destroy this note, you great oaf. Well, he didn't do that. You notice the familiar raven symbol at the bottom of the page. Ooh. Okay. So, that's evidence there's a great oaf around. The note ties Saturninus Deep Smoke to the smuggling ring. Lutz would like to see this. Well, who the fuck is Deep Smoke? How does the commander know all these names? These second names? I don't know these people.
A true warrior needs a weapon for every
It's been 10 years. I've got dementia at this point.
Vegetables from the village.
Don't even remember his style. Please tell me you've got some names. Here. Saturninus Deep Smoke. They're an Omicron. He's the muscle. By the way, H is possibly Lion Guard then. If H knows Lutz, and Lutz is... Well, actually, I've been assuming Lutz is Lion Guard. Just because of the way they look, but that's probably prejudice. Alright, and an Omicron chart, he's the muscle. Deep Smoke, the mercenary, you sure? Please tell me you have proof. Well, look, I found a crate of organs he was moving. Also a note signed H. Perfect, I'll book him once we have the others confined. Well, that was quite easy, wasn't it? Okay, Lutz's findings point to a Sylvari handling logistics. We should question both suspects, Yelani and Isla. You know how we just collected a chest and then there was a note next to the chest? Wiki has dedicated screenshots, not just for the chest, but the note right next to it as well. Okay, so these Sylvari. I guess we could just... We don't really need Wiki for this one.
Tired of garbage.
Just look around for Sylvari, right? But Wiki does lead me to...
You should head that way.
Okay, here's Isla.
Don't you know what we're on the lookout?
Commander, not to be rude, but I'm not even going to turn to face you while we speak. I need to get these crates sorted for shipment. We wouldn't want Massart Techs going to the Vigil Keep, would we? Well, why? We could send him back. Of course not. Just a few quick questions to keep the wizards happy. I suppose. What do you need? Well, they're looking for recruits, and I'm checking for potential Alliance members. Okay, I like to keep my boots on the ground, but I'm also not one to turn down an opportunity. Ask away. Okay, where are you from? Astoria, originally, but as of more recently, a brig in the Grove. I was locked up when Mordy sent out a... Please don't say Mordy. I fucking hate these pet names, and I hate them for the dragons. Ooh, Mordy and Krauky and Zaiti and Jormy and Sui or Wani. Take your pick. I hate that. All right, anyway. When that ordeal was over, I joined the Alliance. I needed to get away. Okay, that seems very honest. I know that your instinct's going to be to say, oh, criminal. But look, I can empathize with the Morgemoth thing. All right. I love that she's from Astoria, because as far as I'm concerned, that's where we're from as a Sylvari. Astoria is the opening place at the beginning of the game. Like, these pods here that come off the tree, like, you spawn out in the world here. You are from Astoria. The fact you spend only 2 seconds before wandering off to do nearby arts, you know. All right, anyway. Also, the jail cells in the Grove are a very real, very cool place too. I like that they reference those. It would have been interesting if the quest actually took us to them. That's exactly the kind of thing I mean when I say more Corteria, integrate back into the old areas and sort of take me there. Let's go there. I know it basically boils down to a waypoint fee and a loading screen in some ways, but in some ways that's not solvable anymore. So have you ever done any fighting? Oh no, it's not for me. My calling is numbers. The Alliance has me sorting, filling, and cataloguing. I can make those numbers... number sing if I need to. You know what? I'm not going to be too picky about little typos. Because at the end of the day, it's more text and questing, and that's all I want, really. Interesting. What numbers are you making dance these days? Well, I've got £100 of texts heading to the Dermond Priory. I have £500 of food supplies coming in from Lion's Arch, and I have about 200 gallons of fresh water from the Harvest Den. Wow, you're plenty busy then. I like this. A little look into the logistics. I just want to ask her again. Okay, she was locked up when Morgemorth sent out his call. But they didn't just lock anyone up. You had to have done something, right? Because if she got violent and was fighting, then that's against here, right? But, you know. Okay, have you seen anything strange lately? Strange? Commander, do you know where we are right now? I wouldn't be surprised if the Pale Tree herself showed up. Okay, I think I have what I need, thank you. Do I though? Are you the other Sylvari? Oh, you are. Okay, Yelani. Wayfinder, good to see you. Are you a boy or a girl? I don't know what kind of voice to give you. Oh, I'm just making sure the Alliance and the Ward are getting along. I think things have gone quite smoothly, taking history into consideration anyway. Mind if I ask you a few questions just to get a clearer picture? Whatever I can do to help. You mentioned your history, something you're concerned about? I'm a former Nightmare Courtier. Other non-Ward Sylvari give me a wide berth, and how can I blame them? Oh, what an interesting character. Both of them, really. A Nightmare Courtier, quite an employment history. Former Nightmare Courtier. Lear believes in second chances. He gave me an opportunity to redeem myself, and I took it. Rhiannon was in the court as well, you know. She led a bastion. This is quite interesting. I like this. I'm rather captivated by this, because you got, like if we're going to judge them on their past, right, which we maybe shouldn't do, but if we are, and we've been given two histories here, we got someone locked up when Morgemorth's call came. Or we have a Nightmare Courtier, and you could instinctively say, well, the Nightmare Courtier is the dodgier personality. They had a longer history with the dark side, so to speak. You know, they may have done more fucked up things for longer. But if you also just take Sylvari lore, right, like, Sylvari are born, they get a bucket of experience and knowledge from the Pale Tree. And they're born with that. The ambition of, they don't pick what that bucket is, right? And one of the primary ambitions of the Nightmare Court was to feed enough negative experiences and memories into the Pale Tree so that newly born Sylvari would have buckets of that shit. They wanted you to come out of the tree with a bucket of shit and immediately join them. That's kind of what it was. So can we blame this guy if he had a bucket of shit and went to join the, you know... It's that thing of, like, to what extent are we culpable for our actions? Because society made us the way we are, right? Am I right? But injected with a bit of extreme fantasy and magic. Anyway, okay, so, you know, who is more right and more wrong based just on that facet of their histories? Anyway, so, and we believe in second chances. Rhiannon was in the court as well, you know. She led a bastion. Of course, you're right. Back to my other questions. Rhiannon. See, I'm spacing on Rhiannon right now as well. Give me a second here. Rhiannon. Head researcher Rhiannon. She's a member of the Astral Ward, who you can find on the Bastion of the Obscure. She currently runs the Bastion in the absence of a Wizard's Court leader. During the Tyrian Alliance's excursion to the Mistburn Barrens, she is assigned by Isgarin to investigate spectral agony. She successfully led the meta event up there. Okay, and she used to be Nightmare Court. Alright, I'm spacing because she's kind of a minor character. Alright. Well, not really if she's leading a Bastion. I mean, jeez. What are you currently working on? I'm guessing Bastion of the Obscure is, what, was that Waiting Sorrows Bastion? And it was empty? Or did Lear take that over? I don't know. I'm flagging suspicious material shipping to Amnitas. Not to mention things Isgarin wants destroyed. I've got 50 Masart relics ready to ship, And 20 inert bloodstones getting packed up now. Sounds like important work. Have you seen anything strange lately? Well, the ward wouldn't be here if things were normal, Wayfinder. But whatever comes our way, we're ready for it. I think I have what I need. I don't have what I need. I don't know who's the baddie out of this. I suppose Yulani has more opportunity. What does Liz think? You've spoken to them both, but one is lying. Or maybe both. Find a way to prove it. It just says find a clue about the above suspect to reveal the next one. Oh, there's a marker up there. Now, how do they expect me to get that? A shipping manifest. Shipping report. Bavanisos. Imports and exports. Exports. 150 crates of ammo for resupply. Sorry, what? They're exporting ammunition for the Black Citadel from Bavanisos. What is it? Bloodstone ammo? Is it special magical ammo to help them fight fire ghosts? What? Oh, sorry. No, they're exporting 150 empty crates of ammo with the intention of resupplying them. I get you. They're shipping the boxes back, and the Black Citadel will fill them with arms, and then they'll bring them back in. What else is being exported? 50 Massart relics. So she did just mention relics. Did she mention a number? Destination Wizard's Tower. Needs further sorting to either the Bastion of the Knowledge or the Obscure. 75 pounds of Massart texts. Damn. But books are heavy. Destination's the Dermond Priory for those. I love the idea of Gix and the wizards squabbling over who gets what. 20 bloodstones, inert. They're going to Moon Camp. Moon Camp has space currently. We'll figure it out later. Imports. 500 pounds of food supplies from Lion's Arch. 50 crates of ammo from the Black Citadel. So they're shipping 150 crates back already, but they're bringing 50 in right now. The Char do realize we're fighting a city, right? Request increase in supplies. 200 gallons of fresh water from the Harvest Den. You familiar the... Oh, you notice the familiar raven symbol at the bottom of the page. I like this. I like logistics. I like little details like this. This is good fun. Something does not add up here. Return to loots when you work out who's lying. So I'm guessing just the number is wrong? Do you need something? I just want to confirm these numbers you told me. The ward is impressed. The supplies. Yeah, there's 100 pounds of text for the priories. Well, no, we only have 75 on the manifest. 500 pounds of food from Lion's Arch. That's correct. 200 gallons of water from the Harvest Den. She skimmed 150... sorry, she's... 25 pounds of text. There's... okay, wait, though. Isla is telling me that there's 100 pounds of texts, but only 75 get written in the manifest. So there's 25 that never get put to paper, and therefore could be just shifted off anywhere, right? So am I assuming she wrote the manifest? She both wrote this manifest and she tells me this? Or is she earnestly telling me... But anyway, we have the number discrepancy. Wayfinder, did you need something? I just want to confirm the numbers you told me. The numbers again. He's vouching for 20 inert bloodstones, which is... and 50 relics. Okay, so everything Yulani tells me does line up with what was written down. But what she's telling me, not everything gets written down. But does that make her guilty? Because surely she... If she wrote that at £75, because she wants to sneak 25 away, surely she'd fucking tell me £75 as well. Surely this makes her a naive innocent. Either that or a complete bungler, right? Wouldn't she stick with the story? Anyway, I'm guessing the game wants me to say Isla because just based on the very simple premise, she got it wrong. So
Commander,
something doesn't add
we're
up.
marching on the Titan. You should
But
head
it feels
that
to
way.
me like if she was trying to, you know, cook the books, she would do it thoroughly.
A
She
true
wouldn't.
warrior needs a weapon for
So maybe
every
that's the
day
point.
of
Maybe
week.
we just caught her out.
Don't like it.
All right, look, I've narrowed down some suspects. Ilza is also, if I'm Arenanet, I want to write the story that, you know, the Nightmare Courtier can be redeemed, right? The innocent pacifist Sylvari that just got locked in a cage with Morgemoth, never did anything wrong, is an easier character to debase. It's a much trickier story to say this is a bad egg and there were always going to be a bad egg. Arenanet doesn't really do that. But they're more captivating and mature, I think, in some ways. But yeah, okay, so I'm going to say Ilza. She's overseeing the shipments. Ilza, her? I've got intel that the Grove locked her up during the Morgemoth fiasco. They freed her after it was all said and done. What's your proof? Well, look, she's lying about shipments. She's doctoring manifests. Tell me more. Oh, this is really good. I like this. Well done, Janet. We actually fully get to pick it. I thought it would just ding. But no, I get to... there's £25. Here you go. She's referenced £100 of outbound text. Record state 75. Yeah, exactly. So it's the guy that wrote the record that's wrong. I mean, this person... I don't know about this. Anyway, there you go. Better than nothing. Plus, having your testimony should lend us some credibility. All right. Okay, Lutz thinks there's a potential buyer around the docks in Lion's Arch. Off to LA we go. I like this. This is really good. Time and time again, I have felt the side quests and the little moments are way like Guild Wars' best storytelling, right? The cage scenes and shit in Icebrood Saga, some of their best storytelling. A lot of the post-game quests in End of Dragons, some of their best storytelling. Secrets of the Obscure as well, full of it. Really good. All the side quests there, really good. Janthir Wilds has been a little bit less so, I think. But still, it's good stuff. Alright, do you know why? It's because I actually feel like I'm playing a game. And I'm globe-hopping a bit more. The personal story is so... You know, the main instances are so on rails now. Follow the green starburst, spam F on a few things, do a fight. That's it. That's the whole thing. Here I'm actually engaging with the material on a bit of a deeper level.
For just a moment?
It's not just wandering around, going point to point to point, as I suspected it might be at the start. So, by the way, I've just looked on Wiki. Apparently, we want to go to the crab. I have no idea. My instinct was to come here. But then I ran away, actually. I needed to turn around. I don't know why my instinct was to come here. Yeah, this just shows how much you can do with just a bit of text budget. Don't need a ton of new assets or mechanics. Well, exactly, yeah. My question is, why is this all hidden off on the side and not integrated into the main experience? And I just wonder if it's because they're scared of critique all the time. Oh no, too much dialogue, too long, too much. It's like, come on, man. That's not the criticism you need to listen to. All right, the people who are just advocating for getting the achievement quickly and getting through fast, they're not all feedback is created equally, right? Some feedback will just lead to you dumbing down the game, thinning out the experience to the point that it appeals to no one anymore, you know? Anyway, so I'm very glad for this stuff in the game. I'm glad I'm catered to in some ways here. So, shipping manifest. I'm bringing in more supplies from Alona, specifically the Garden of Saborin. Love that place. Here is the list of inventory on our incoming ship. The majority is supplies for both the refugees and the Alliance's efforts against the Titans. So, we are getting 5 tons of gold. I assume that means ore rather than minted currency. 70 crates of clothing for the refugees. 300 pounds of salted meats. I always remember that moment in when I was streaming Stormblood a couple of years ago. There was a big mystery moment at one point where it was like they were dealing with the logistics of the conflict that was going on, and people in chat were saying, "Okay, WP, guess what is a big thing that these medieval societies desperately need? What do they need?" And the point was it was salt, right, for preserving foods and supplies and stuff. And for some reason that just sticks in my memory, that moment. Anyway, I wish I could do more to help directly. For now, I'll be speaking with the council here in Lion's Arch about what they need. If you want to speak with me directly, I'm overseeing the ships near the docks. This is Alden Wamsir. Alden. So I need to find a clue.
Foreman thinks he's so big. Look at him. Probably just got his job from some relative.
I love that guy's voice. Yeah, fuck nepotism. Loot thinks there's a potential buyer around the docks. The shipping manifests show Alden Wamsir moving large sums of money. Interview him. Right. And he says... What did he say? I'll be speaking with the council. If you want to speak with me directly, I'm overseeing the ships near the docks. Well, these are ships. Oh. No, that's the manifest. I mean, it's Lion's Arch. The whole place is a dock. Let's just try over here. Oh, it worked. Okay, good. I was going to say, we'll try over here before we resort to Wiki. Alden Wamsir, hello. Commander, not in trouble, am I? Just doing my part to make amends for past mistakes. Past mistakes? Oh, I thought you knew. I was a major Joko supporter. I believed his divinity truly with all my heart. You and your dragon showed the world the truth. This is interesting, because, you know, POF did a very cool thing, and a thing I really respect. When you get to Vabi, it says, hey, look, this is a nation of people that believe very differently to you. They've been propagandized. According to your central Tyrian values, this is all very wrong. But you can't just run around telling them that they're all wrong and that they've all made a mistake, all right? There's a subtle... This requires, you know, something a little bit more subtle than that. And you're allowed in Vabi to sort of ingratiate yourself among these people, and it's really cool. I like that a lot. Here we've kind of just reverted to a very black and white... Oh, yeah, you made a mistake. Anyway, his propaganda was extensive. What amends do you mean, though? Well, Joker made his people rich, since only the living needed gold. What? Why would only the living need gold? Let's just gloss over that. I've been doing charity work in Amnoon, but they needed help here. Gold doesn't solve everything, but it does keep the wheels turning. I'm sure the people of Lion's Arch appreciate your efforts. You've talked to Alden. It appears there's nothing suspicious about the money moving through Lion's Arch. Yeah, that's what I thought. Alright, so the Lion's Arch connection was a dud. It was a dead end. I like that. A stub. So we'll check out the Amnitas connection then, which seems a bit more likely considering our accusation of the Sylvari associated with them a minute ago. You should poke around after helping the Coden destroy the Titan organ stacks. Alright, well, here we are. We're at the point where we're maybe event gated. So I'm gonna do... I don't know what order to do this in. I'm gonna go check if the lightning event is up here. Real quick. You can't use gold when you're dead? Why can't you use gold when you're dead? You know, currency, capitalism, bartering, alright? Having needs and wants, it extends beyond just, you know, the lowest rungs of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. People don't just eat and drink, right? At the end of the day, Joko's undead are fully sapient, realized citizens of an empire, right? They believe in status. Defend the lightning rocks and repair them with scrap from enemies. I think this is what we want to do. You know, just because I'm undead, that doesn't mean I don't want to PlayStation 4. Sorry, PlayStation 5. What are we at the moment? The lightning event in Mistburn Baron seems more reliable. Well, I need to remember how this event actually works here. Hold on. Oh, by the way, so there was the patch. I am playing Inferno at the moment. Really interesting new trait. Brilliant initiative. I don't think much of the balance initiatives have been worth much of anything the past few years. But this is, I can honestly say, hand on heart, I think they did a good idea here, and I hope that they continue. Obviously, there's questions of tuning and balance and stuff. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, you know, principal ideas. It's exciting stuff. So this is just clear out the elementals. This is not a lightning event. So whatever it was, I think we've missed it. Oh, no, we haven't. I just needed to go north. Hold on. Right, defend the lightning rods and repair them with scrap from enemies. So we kill an enemy. We hold the scrap. We run over to a lightning rod base area. We get struck by lightning. And we press F to repair it. Now, complete the... it just says complete the event. Oh, fuck. This is going to take me a while here. Oh, God. I assume this is lightning? I love that sound effect. That's like one of Guild Wars' best sound effects. Listen to that. It's so good. They need more of those wind chimey sounds. It's like back when we were dealing with the Zephyrite a lot, you know? Okay, wait. We're not getting struck by lightning right now. We're just building the rods. So is this the pre-event? I only have 3 minutes. It's a little bit worrying. Anyone else think that we find out more about Menzies? I don't think anyone can truthfully say that. Because Menzies was barely on anyone's radar before this patch. So how could you have had expectations that you'd learn more about him? Unless you were one of the like conspiracy theorists looking at the color of the magic at the door.
That one is done.
Unless you mean once you played the story, but at what point? I mean, they were pretty hands-off about Menzies stuff. I had people in my chat on that last story instance suggesting he's definitely not a thing, and that it's crazy to even consider him, which I think is foolish for what it's worth. But you know, some people have had that take. We're gonna get the east cliffside rod. Oh, it's all the way over there. I'm assuming I won't drop my thing. It is like any... Okay, good. Any old environmental item. Or maybe you've been a Menzies believer since Secrets of the Obscure. With the first meta. In which case, yeah, I can imagine your disappointment. Alright. So we did that, but it did not ding the achievement. I think I need to sit here now and wait for the follow-up event where lightning actually strikes these rods. And that's a bit of a shame, really, because I don't know how long that's going to take. But now it's fallacy of sunk cost now, isn't it? I've triggered this. I feel like I'm in it. If I leave now and then I come back later and I have to do the pre-event again, that's going to be pretty rough. No, just how it ended. I guess I was expecting something more. Yeah, I mean, this has a real anti-climax. It's a stain on Janthir Wilds, unfortunately. All right, well, that was quick.
Use back at camp. Take these jars and handle with care.
Okay, we grab the jar. We fill it with lightning.
Good. Bring it over here, please.
And then, do we throw it? We need a jar with lightning. I thought I had one. Does that not count? Oh, there we go. Your contribution 1. Yeah, look, I mean, no, Menzies specifically aside, I think it's very, very... I think the honest thing to say is Janthir Wilds has a really, really bad ending. Not bad in, like, in the ways that perhaps Dragonstorm was bad, but bad in the way that, say, the personal story was bad. The personal story made a lot of Zaitan. You know, you hear him roar multiple times. You don't get to see his model or anything like that. It's kind of built up to be a big moment. And then, unfortunately, the final instance really whiffs, right? it's just a bunch of cutscenes and pressing 2 on a can and that's it. It's over. So it's a bad ending because, you know, it didn't get the development time that it needed or whatever. Absolution is a bad ending, a similarly bad ending.
I'll take
It's got a really crappy final set piece where it's just 3 little white mantle ghosts that feel like they came out of nowhere, and you know. And I would not be surprised to say they both have the same issues, i.e., ran out of time, project management, budget, etc., etc., etc. I think if Arenanet do a retrospective for Janthir Wilds, I think they can look back very proudly on a lot of it and say, actually, it was pretty decent. But I think they have to be honest that they did not figure out the ending act very well, and hopefully we'll take steps to, I don't know, because obviously they didn't want it to be the way it is. What can they say that would mean we trust it wouldn't happen again? I don't know. Sorry, what's this? Oh, you're talking about that extra life comment about Menzies? Yeah, and at the time they didn't really seem to have much plan. I mean, I don't expect to have that many plans, especially after... Look, I fully believe they didn't really have many plans at the end of the personal story. Like, they seem to be hitting more of a Jormag thing immediately at the end of the personal story. Then it swapped to Morgemoth. I think they're kind of just rolling with it. The idea that there's a master plan, I don't think there's ever been that much of one. Hell, I really think that they were looking to just sort of end it at the end of Season 4. And then their replacement project never went anywhere, so they kept going.
Let's hurry and haul this back to camp. My fur crackles.
You know, instead of having what we had, it could have been like a time jump, where then Aurine's much older, way later, and you're in Guild Wars 3 at that point or whatever. Okay, did we just get what I was hoping for? We did. Okay, good. The tick is in kind of a weird place there. Okay, we've charged the battery. Now, back to organ smuggling. We should poke around after helping the Coden destroy the Titan organ sack. So we've got to go to Barvanisos. We've got to go to the north. We'll be if the meta's not going on, we'll be hemmed in behind a mirror. So I need to go into the mirror.
Let's see.
That's the Massart text thing.
The living come to gawk.
That's the mirror network thing. That's an elixir quest. What do we think, chat? Where is this? Pulling something down from the ceiling. Let's have a look here again. Organs making their way to Amtas. You should poke around after helping the Coden destroy the sacks. Coden destroying sack. Oh, Zeolite says event on me. Oh my god, you've been so fucking useful. I cannot tell you how amazing that is. Thank you very much. Apparently that's a... Oh, is this just the barrier again? Alright, hold on. Oh, had to get that TP to a friend in.
Don't seem to be doing much. Maybe if we drop something heavy on them.
Alright, we just have to do the event, right? We don't have to trigger a mechanic in the middle of it. Holy fuck. Oh. Should play my tankier edition of this build. Come on. Fuck. Couldn't get that, oh shit, that's the wrong elemental. Yeah, what the fuck? I need to change my utilities at least. Ugh. Let's get out of combat. Okay. This one I call Champion Slayer. It's really, really high QOL. It's got like lots of damage reduction elements on it. Like that's a Signet of Earth you can see charging at the moment. So I get 10% from that. I get another 10% from one of my traits. I get the 33 from protection. I think there's another one in there somewhere, maybe a relic or something. So in terms of flat damage, you really don't get hit very hard. Plus, condis are kind of what's been messing me up here, but hopefully we'll be able to deal with that. Ugh. All those little knockbacks are really annoying too. Because when I'm on the floor, I can't keep casting. Yeah, it's still bad with the burns. And I want to be constantly casting to get the Signet heal procs. I basically have Water 5. That's about it. See, and there I just cast Water 5 and immediately got all the burns on me.
Keep. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. That we are.
Okay, use debris in the environment to help destroy the sacks. So I can't really hit them with regular damage. I can a little bit. So what is in the environment? High up? Well, there's a Titan spleen there. Even higher? No. There's a spleen, a kidney, and whatever that other thing was. I don't know. The fact we can do regular Condi damage to it sort of makes it feel like doing the other. Well, there you go.
Thanks for your help. This work is disgusting, but oddly satisfying to me. That's not strange, is it?
Okay, so it says stick about. Wait, is somebody hiding nearby, it says? Weird. Is somebody here hiding nearby, near this event? I like this, because this is the event where they're actually getting the organs. Oh, NPC is on me. Oh, wow. Look at that. That's so hidden. I can't even see. I can see I can press F, but what am I pressing F on? Oh, there's a little... It's an Asura. They're a lot like me. Jaxie. Uh-oh. Wayfinder. Good, good. His guard is making a mistake. A big mistake. Yes, yes. So many possibilities. A mistake. Oh, no concern of yours, dear Wayfinder. None at all. In fact, pretend I said nothing. Nothing at all. Oh. Right, I'm going to go now. You talked to Jaxie, but you gave nothing up. Maybe there's some evidence nearby. Jesus Christ, can we stop fighting now? Some evidence nearby. Oh, there's a drop note. It's always a note that's landed very nearby. Jaxie, you dropped this. This is to Jaxie from H. Jaxie, I told you I'd come through for you. Let me reread that. I told you I'd come through for you. Don't do anything stupid like trying to get the organs on your own. Loot is a problem that I'm working on. Just a small delay and the shipments will continue. Whatever you're using the goods for is no concern of mine. Just keep your head down. We don't need nosy wizards prying about on our business. You keep the payments coming. I'll take care of everything else. This is way more of a smoking gun than anything else we found. H, you notice the familiar raven symbol on the bottom of the page. Who is the White Raven? Wait, is that who it is? You guys remember the in End of Dragons, the really cool story of the ministers of purity, Ashu, the brats, you know, the continuation of the Winds of Change stuff. This idea that there's these blood-sucking, immortal, celestial, vampiric characters hanging in the background of Kining City. Really, really cool stuff. Really excellent story. In that, there was... People had co-names, right? They were the Falcon. I think Minister Lee was the Falcon in the end, was it? Was there a White Raven in that? Was there a Raven involved with those guys? Not that I'm necessarily trying to draw a connection between both of those plots right now, but I just think it's kind of interesting. And I've forgotten the name. There is a Raven, right? Is it the White Raven? The brat is either Ashu or Zunrao. I mean, Zunrao is such an exciting mystery. Zunrao is such a cool character. I'm pretty sure I did a dedicated video on Zunrao for you guys around End of Dragons. Definitely check it out. Oh, come on. Please let me leave. Oh, shit. That's not good. I didn't quite have the endurance. Oh, wow. That mist-burned ooze was allied for a second and then went hostile. like the nameplate. I think I saw it spawn in. And it, just for that tick, its nameplate was a different color, which is kind of funny, right? It's little moments like that that remind me that this really is the Guild Wars 1 engine. Guild Wars 1 has stuff like that, you know, like when an item will drop and it's dedicated not for you, but for someone else. But for the first second, it'll appear that you can pick it up, right? That sort of thing. All right, loots.
A true warrior needs a weapon for every day of the week.
Lee was White Falcon.
From the village.
I see. Please tell me you got some names, evidence, anything. I've narrowed down some suspects. Give me the names. All right, I found Jaxi and Astral Ward Asura. They're one of the buyers. I've never heard that name, but I do know that Isgaran banned the study of these organs. So if this Jaxi is up to something, it's probably no good. Evidence? Well, I got a note from H. Seems Jaxi was getting impatient with the smugglers. Another Raven symbol. I'll have to work with the Alliance to handle Jaxi's arrest. The Astral Ward may want to deal with this one internally. All right. So we're on to the final act now. We've done our optional bits. Here we go. Let's look at what we have to go on. We have letters signed H. And we have a Raven symbol. The Raven, straightforward enough. We're dealing with a Norn. Is that true? I mean, H is a little cryptic if you're not in the know. Let's assume I'm not in the know. Or Lion Guard. Or ex-Lion Guard, rather. I did suspect that. So you are Lion Guard, Lutz. Our ex-Lion Guard, rather, Hedda the Cunning, as she goes by now. We kicked her out for not turning good Lion Guard toward corruption. Sorry, for turning them towards corruption. I don't like this that much. I don't like anything that makes the factions in this world seem small. Do you know what I mean? It's the I know that we're playing a game where Lion's Arch is small or whatever, but it's the Lion Guard. They maintain a 1,000-mile road network connecting all the major capital cities of the fucking mainland continent. One of the major cities in the on the mainland is here, Lion's Arch. It's massive. It's epic. The Lion Guard are all over. It's not fucking 20 people. And when one gets kicked out, everyone knows their name, right? I don't know. Let's rationalize it by saying Lutz is really high up, and so was Hedda. Hedda the Cunning. We kicked her out for turning good Lion Guard toward corruption. All right, any leads on where Hedda is? Last I heard, she went underground. Like, there should have been... I know it sounds like I'm nitpicking, because I am nitpicking, but I feel like there could have been a step in the middle where this is, I don't know, let's check for any logs of headers that have been in the Lion Guard, and we go read a log or whatever, right? And then we find it. You should just know it off the top of your head. Anyway, last I heard, she went underground, was stationed at Twin Spur Haven when Internal Affairs caught up to her. Hopefully, I mean, Internal Affairs, they're pirates. Hopefully for us, she got sloppy and left a trail. Head there, see what you find. Twin Spur Haven, eh? Now, I recognize the name, but I couldn't tell you where it is immediately. Wiki is telling me it's one of the Lion Guard outposts in a mountainous area, so I'm going to check this one first. No, that's Winter Haven. Twin Spur Haven might be this one. No, this is Junction Haven. Which one is this one? This is High Pass Haven. They're all havens. Look at this. How cool is this? That's Crossroads Haven. Twin Spur Haven. Oh, there you go. Twin Spur Haven. This is the one where you get to do your crafting and stuff. The mid-map crafting area. Okay, I have arrived at Twin Spur Haven. Lutz needs proof that the ringleader is Hedda. I mean, we've made a real leap there. Just because a Raven's involved, it must be a norm.
The event begins now.
Oh, I love that.
How many can you defeat?
Of course, it is Dragon Bash at the moment. I am keeping up with my Dragon Bash dailies. If you have a look here, I've done my daily Dragon Bash today. Every day. Right, so Twin Spur Haven. We're looking for any evidence that Hedda did something here. Oh, it's on the map already. I can see it's up here. Lion Road is such a fun road to travel on foot for immersion from one editor to the other. It is. It is. I've done that before. Was it a stream? Was it a video? The last big thing that I remember, like, fan thing I did was when Roller Beetles came out. We hosted a Roller Beetle racing event north to south of this map. Do you guys remember that?
Destroy all holograms.
Because it's all uphill, all downhill, so it's in theory really good speed here. I'm surprised Arenanet never did anything, you know, an actual adventure that comes down. Would be so cool. Alright, partially burned notes from H here. Most of this note is illegible, but you're able to make out a small fragment. Okay, this header has been telling people to destroy the notes the whole time, and nobody has been. But finally it looks like somebody did. Somebody burnt one. L-I... dash C-H-I-T... So, at first glance, it looks like it says maybe lich, cave, chest, be discreet, be done, bedroom, I don't know, drone, something, I don't know. How much, each of these dashes, how much text have we missed in the gap here, you know? We can't really tell. So, you found some hastily burned notes. Putting them together, you can barely make out the remnants of words. One has L-I, one has C-H, one has I-T-T. One looks like it's the word cave. Find a clue about the above suspect. Really? Go! So I'm actually supposed to... Okay, let's assume each of these is a word missing a single letter. Each dash is a single letter. What word is at 3 letters, 3 characters, and starts with L-I? L-I-A? No. L-I-B? Lib? Yeah, those damn libs. L-I-C? Lick? Liss? L-I-D? Lid? It's lid. That's the word. It's lid. Now, what is dash C-H? I mean, if we're German, I, right? Ich? What in English is 3 letters and is CH? WP, why do you think Ura and the other Titans called themselves Godspawn compared to Titanspawn for Titans, despite Absolution revealing who forged them? Well, if the White Mantle forged them in collaboration with Menzies, then that makes sense as them as Godspawn. Ugh, I don't like you asking questions like that. It really feels like with a lot of stuff with Janthir Wilds, they wrote the beginning of the story before the end of the story. There's a lot of weird shit like that. I hope it all works out in the end. My gut says it won't. It really... Doesn't it feel like the whole story wasn't written when it started? It feels like a lot of stuff doesn't line up. Hopefully it does. But yeah, that's a weird incongruence, isn't it? There's so many. Hardy says, are the Lion Guards still pirates? I thought they went legit, like that FF14 faction. To greater or lesser extent, everyone's gone, so to speak, legit in Guild Wars. They're all very shallow. None of them are very different. They're all only one half beat away from a Western civilization.
Excellent display of combat. Happy dragon bashing, everyone.
Yeah, like the White Mantle were possessed by probably Menzies demons, so I don't know. It is a weird one. I really don't want to go to Wiki to figure this clue out. I mean, the only full word we get is chest, and then it's got cave. So any caves with chests in, all I can think is the jumping puzzle nearby. Right, in the Shaman's Rookery. Ooh! Ravens? Maybe? Maybe the Shaman's Rookery? Kinda nearby? Would they make me do the JP? I'm gonna go look at Wiki now. Oh. No, it's telling me to go to Hooligan's Route in Divinity's Reach. In Lion's Arch. Why, though? What's my tip-off for that? I haven't got a clue how I'm supposed to figure out that.
Strange howling on the wind. Wolf's cubs are in
Oh, guys, listen, listen, listen.
That was no ordinary howl.
Can you hear that?
I bet my next flagon, the sons of Svanir are involved.
Did you hear that? Very briefly. Do you know what that was, guys? That was the audio correctly getting quieter far away. That NPC was somewhat imperceptible because I'm far away from the NPC. It feels like in the modern game, that proximity, whatever that is not working as well as it used to. Beautiful. Okay, so you guys' interpretation is the LI is for lions. The C is for arch. Lions, arch. The ITT is scrit. Then it's cave. Then it's chest. I guess. I mean, I wouldn't have got that. I'm very open. I'm very honest. I'm very happy to be honest about the fact I'm too much of a dumb fuck for that. I would not have got that. Do we even get a little hint in here? We don't. I mean, really? I never ever would have got that. Behind throne? I guess. And I mean, they used this place in a few quests and things in this update, didn't they? I mean, at least do me a favor and give me multiple dashes when there's multiple characters. Behind the throne. As in behind the Trikey chest? Oh. No, that's interacting with a chest.
There you go.
I mean, this is the throne, right? What if it's in one of those little, like, heirloom cubby holes? You know, with the Battle of LA, they added, like, little rooms that you could find, like, Lion's Arch belongings in. Hello. Wouldn't it be amazing if it was a scrit in the end behind all this? Where are the little cubby hole rooms? Am I crazy? There used to be one against this wall, I'm sure of it. Do I have to swim to get to it? Oh, I get real nostalgia swimming in Corteria areas, hearing that bubbly noise. Dude, I wouldn't have worked out the note, and I certainly wouldn't have found anything in-game.
This is for you.
You smell different.
Yeah, I don't know. Wiki says... I mean, should I just speak to this guy?
You come to Super Shiny Pirate King Cave? Buy from us, yes? Make us secret, yes.
What do you mean, make us see scrit?
We want to pirate. On water, need ship, must build ship. We sell the shinies, get ship, be true pirates.
How did you get all of this? The cave and the merchandise?
People not here. No one here. We came during the loudness. Found safety, found shinies. Drove out mean people who came back. Our shinies now.
Because, of course, if you use the key to Lion's Arch and you go to Old LA, before the attack, this place was all right, and there were normal people here. The script only came here during Season 1. Oh, what the fuck? It's here. That's not even really behind a throne. Header's stash. Who the... What? I must be, like, another caliber of unintelligent here. Who the fuck found this? There's a letter atop the gold pile. This is from Saturninus to Header. Header, I think they're on to us. I'm moving the organs around as subtly as I can, but that line guard is asking questions. And now she's got some patsy working for her. I like that. I should get the title patsy for this. Do you know what? There's two words I love. They're both insults. One is patsy, and the other is bozo. Bozo is such an anachronistic, like, odd insult to me. I feel like it's experienced a bit of a new life recently. Probably because of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Well, that's my interpretation of things. But I love the word bozo. Also, I read that as pasty for a second just now. I was like, don't call this pasty. Just because I hide from the sun. I'm not sure what to do, boss. I'm worried that... Okay, so Saturninus is the underling. Header is the boss. I'm not sure what to do, boss. I'm worried that Isla will stop responding to the threats as well. Oh, Isla's being bullied into it. Interesting. You may need to put the screws to her to keep her cooperating. And this letter is marked with the familiar raven symbol. Oh no, are we going to go there and she's been kidnapped or something? Well, what else was in the stash? Just a letter? What else is in there? Is that it? Well, here we are, guys. This is the end of the quest. I know it looks like I've got 3 objectives, but that top one's just going to finish when we do this, and that last one's going to be the final dialogue. You found a chest with a massive amount of gold. Oh, nice. Did I get it? And notes from Head of the Cunning. Return to Loots with this proof. Okay. Well, look at that. We've successfully done that whole quest, not knowing how to pronounce his line guard's name.
Someone get me a report on the Mersot Tower situation. Those things are really.
What about Palooka? What is an insult? I don't really know that word. I'm a little bit nervous, actually. What if Palooka's like some horrendous, like, ethnic slur? We've just gone and rambled about it out here. I don't know. I don't know that word. Commander, good news. I have a location for Header. Show me some proof, and my team can move in for the arrest. Alright, how's this for proof? A letter from Saturnius with Header clearly named. Excellent. We can cuff him to the cold. Hard shackles of justice. I have a feeling they'll let slip a few more names for us to go on. Wait, for the record, Ilza was being threatened into helping. For the time being, she still qualifies as an accomplice. But if she cooperates, we can go easy on her. Come find me near the brig in a little while. You can judge Header for yourself. Good luck with the arrests. Very cool. I like that. Another good little side story there. So hold on, is there an epilogue of sorts? I know we don't have an achievement. Oh my god, did Lutz actually run off? I swear I just saw them actually leave. They're not standing there anymore. Did they despawn or did they run away?
Vigil, line up.
The whole gang is on you. Oh really? Holy shit. So the brig. Is this the brig? I was thinking of going back to Lion's Arch. Oh my god, I didn't realize they had a brig of sorts. Oh, look at this! Saturnius, deep smoke. Think a prison can hold me, Commander? I'll be out in days. Did you forget that we can... That's that like jowly, slobbery noise, you know, they put onto the char. Did you think we can... Did you forget what we can do with even a small amount of sand? Yeah, of course, because he's Omicron. I don't think it's prison you need to be worried about. What are you talking about? It was your notes and letters that led us to Header, and she knows it. Oh boy. Look, I made a deal. I know things. I'll make a deal. I know things. You gotta help me out. Here. You love saving people, don't ya? My work here is done, Saturnius. Good luck. Damn, I wish there was a moment I actually spoke to him. Oh, here's Countess Cindy Broad. Commander, I know the Queen takes you at your word. Just know I had nothing to do whatever with this. Whatever this is. Countess, I followed your riddles in Salma. I found your ill-gotten gold. I don't know what you're talking about, Commander. Really? You have the wrong person. Save it for your trial. You'll need a good defense. Is Jaxie.
Wayfinder, there's been some kind of mistake. I need to get back to work now. If you don't mind.
Oh, I don't like how much you look like me, but with different coloured eyes. You experimented on Titan organs. I like that colour, by the way. Is Garen forbade you and you ignored him?
Because he's an idiot.
That's good. That's a good Asura line there.
There's still so much we could learn.
Isgaren is letting the Alliance hold the ward back.
He's a blockade for innovation. The very gunk on the clogs and the pipes of discovery.
He's a lot of things, but he also has his reasons.
Only fools expedite the extinction of a resource. Let me out of here.
I hold on tight. The ward will see what to do with you. Here's Isla. I love these struggle animations. It's good. After all that, back behind bars again. Such is my life. I found proof that you were being coerced. They'll go easy on you. Nothing in my life has ever been easy, Commander. My own mentor turned me in when I heard the call. She watched as I lashed out like an animal. And when it was over, she couldn't look me in the eye. Oh dear. It was a hard time for many. We all have our lot in life. Then I found the Alliance. My skills were valued. I made friends. And then this happens. How can they ever trust me again? If they're true friends, they'll come around once they hear the truth. That's true. Interestingly, by the way, these guys have flavor text. Jaxie is a Malay warrior. Header is AoE lightning, knocks back, and tornado. Which is curious. Did they have an idea where I'd fight her at one point? Or do these guys participate in events or something at some point? What's also really interesting is that flavor text. Arenanet don't use much anymore, not meaningfully anyway. And when they do, like, this is very personal. This is very launch, right? Tornado, knocks back, AoE lightning. It's very launch style cliff notes, you know. I really believe that should be a mouse over tooltip, that when you mouse over it, it gives you like the combat log details. Anyway, when we're talking about strikes and raids and big bosses. Ah, the famous commander. A chronic meddler in Tyrian affairs, including my own business, it seems. Not to mention my mentors. Remember Shadow Song? I'm not tabbed right now. No, I'm not on another screen. Slay the evil Raven Shaman. Vilnia Shadow Song. In Snowden Drifts at a place called Dark Hoof Heights. Oh my god, that's actually epic. Guys, remember remember doing map comp in Snowden, and remember you go into that cave in the north over here, and there's like a mesmer, it's like a weird creepy little cave, and there's a mesmer illusionist boss thing that you fight there, like a little mini boss. Just one of the interesting little details on this map, right? That is just a random ass boss, right? It's the evil Raven Shaman called Vilnia Shadow Song, and I'm 90% sure that's who this lady's talking about. So I didn't remember Shadow Song, but Wiki did. So your mentor was that random person we killed in the open world back then, eh? That's pretty epic. Business, huh? So it was just about the money. Money, legacy, influence, whatever you want to call it. Raven requires it. I saw a unique market and a limited time opportunity. Do the math, Commander. Or are you really as dense as you look? Even if the money was good, you don't know what you let out into the world. Don't play coy with me, Commander. You love people like me. We create crises and you get to play savior. What's bigger these days, your hero cult or your ego? You think I put up with people like you for attention, to stroke my ego? Or maybe you just enjoy the work. I reckon you've stolen more than I have, killed more than I have. The difference is I own my actions. Maybe it's time you owned yours. Ooh, we're getting a bit of Winds of Changey stuff there, questioning the hero's motives. Little bit Joko-esque. I'll gladly stand trial to defend my actions. Doubt you can say the same. Actually, I think she is doing that, Liz. Oh yeah, I have the weird dragony, sort of dragony tail thing in this outfit. Oh man. We got him, Commander. Every single one. Excellent detective skills. Out of you. Once I get all the paperwork sorted is off to Lion's Arch with the lot of them. Happy to help. The streets will never be squeaky clean, but with this ring broken up, they'll be that much safer. It's weird. We're talking about getting the streets clean. You'd think that this whole quest would be set in Lion's Arch. Instead, it's set in the wrecked Bavanisos. I don't think we really care about keeping these streets clean. I know that, you know, we're not talking specifically. But yeah, cool. It occurs to me that this is some nice value here. This is some good quality stuff. And it was the same in Secret of the Obscure as well. I wish we were getting this experience in the main story. Look at this. There's plenty of text here. Plenty to look at. Cool connections to earlier Tyrian stuff. Well written. Fun. Can I not get this attention to detail and this interaction with the world in the personal story? You know, what happened to... And you could say, oh, but it's too boring for a lot of players. Well, make it an optional part of the personal story, but have it there. Right? Like, optionally, you can go on this quest before triggering the next instance or something. Like, I feel like there's a lot of value here, and it's a bit of a shame that, one, a lot of players won't play this because it's buried in the achievement panel, which they're still not reworking. Two, so it's missable. Two, it's not... Like, if this was circling around Menzies, if this was filling in any of the 100 gaps the main narrative has right now, it could be of a lot of value. There are a lot of gaps to be filled in. And here, they've had the space, they've had the development space, right? The time to implement this. So let's just shift what the subject material is and integrate it a bit more into the main story. What's wrong with that? Do you guys get what I mean? And I've been feeling that way since the Ice Fruit Saga, particularly End of Dragons. End of Dragons had a lot of really great ones. Really, really good ones. And it is sort of like, you know, have it there in the journal. Alright, moving on. So, we have the legendary Orax. Now, unfortunately, everyone, if every single one of these is an event gate, I'm not sure I'm really going to be able to do this. So, we will see. Help a scientist reach out into the mists and hope that the mists don't reach back.
A true warrior needs a weapon for every day of the week.
Okay, hi.
You'll like it.
Come on, I didn't see you there. Please tell me you have my battery and that you remain unsinged. Oh, there you go. None of the rest are events. Nice. There you go. I hope this was worth the smell of burnt hair. What are a few hair follicles in the name of eternal glory and finally being officially published? Give me one moment to plug this in. Wait patiently. Oh, I certainly dislike the sound of that. Let me try a quick recalibration. I can wait. Nightmarish wails sound from the device. Jorvik looks startled. That doesn't sound great. This is incredible. Did you hear that? Have we perhaps breached another realm? No idea, but it didn't sound especially friendly. That wasn't just a random scream or noise. There were definitely patterns to it. That was something trying to communicate. There was an inflection. Intention. What does this remind me of? This reminds me of breeding my own sky scale. It might be a sign to stop the experiment. Of course we'll stop and proceed to the next step. We need a transceiver so we can send a signal back, and that requires a sensor calibration to clear up that static. I don't think you're listening to what I'm saying. Of course I'm listening. You volunteered to go to God's Lost Swamp in Queensdale to calibrate my sensor for me. Take this with you. Okay, fine. Nice. Yeah, like if this is going to ask us to do the Shadow Behemoth, I'm not sure. Travel to God's Lost Swamp, find the suspicious portal. Oh, I know what this is going to be. This is to the portal to the underworld, isn't it? The first clue that the underworld was going to be here in Guild Wars 2. I'll tell you, so I told you guys I've been playing the personal story with Kerry, right? And it's a really weird experience for me this time, okay? So, like, I played the personal story at launch. Then I did, like, a stream playthrough of it, maybe 2. I did the personal story Let's Play, which to my mind was very recent. Put a lot of heart and soul and energy into that. Very happy with it, right? But really went into everything on the personal story Let's Play. After that, End of Dragons was coming out. Did another stream series through the personal story. I've got maybe 10 characters on my account that have all played through the personal story. I know the personal story, and I've done it many times. In many ways, it's very, very familiar to me. But I have to say, I haven't played it since End of Dragons came out. Since that big live-streamed playthrough we did, you know, I haven't gone back through. And you'd think, like, I would be very familiar with it and, you know, like I'm very connected to it in a lot of ways. But the thing, and I don't think of End of Dragons as that long ago, but it's really weird. Doing this very casual playthrough with Kerry, it feels like another life or something. It feels really weird, really old, really strange. And it's just very interesting, like, reflecting on what it is now that so much has happened. So what I mean by that is there's this personal story event here. A step where you go with, like, Hestia or whatever her name is, the priestess Ree. You know, she ends up at the Temple of Grenth at the end and uncovers the big conspiracy about Grenth and Dwayna and the secret that the church buried. But she's talking openly about it here earlier in the personal story, which is weird broken writing. Anyway, you come here and you open a portal to the underworld. And I remember playing that through all these projects I've just talked about, through all these years, playing it. And oh my god, look, there's Atche here. Oh shit, that's like the underworld from Guild Wars 1. Wow, will they ever add it? Will we ever go there? Look at that portal. You know, all these fascinating insights and observations. And I played this with Kerry the other day, and it's like, this is just so weird now, because, you know, like, yeah, we went to the underworld. Yeah, the Atche aren't that interesting anymore. We did it. And we didn't just do it, we did it years ago. The Hall of Chains is fucking old now. And it's a sort of emotion or an appreciation or an understanding of it that just feels very weird to me. Like, it's like having lived through all that history, lived through those long, long eras, excitedly waiting and hoping for the underworld in Guild Wars 2. only to see it come out and live through all of that hype and that excitement and Doom CM and all that shit. To then live through a whole other era where now it's just old and forgotten and not really... and then to go back and reflect on the personal story, it just feels really weird. It feels like to see things are important and exciting and then happen and then are just nothing. They're not important and exciting. And it's just, I don't know, it's to see history go forwards, manifest, and then just shrink into nothingness. And now here we are still playing the game. It's really... Do you guys get what I mean? And it's not like sadness. It's not... it's just weird. It's a trip. And the personal story does that constantly. You know, all the... Again, with the early human stuff, all the stuff... The hints about the White Mantle and, like... You know, if you take the right background, and it's like... All that's happened. The Head of the Snake has happened. Janthir Wilds happened. It's all happened. Like, yeah, I don't know. Just an odd one. Anyway, I don't really remember exactly what they did here. I know that you can enter the Hall of Chains via the Lions, the Lorna's Pass entrance, but I don't know otherwise. So let me have a look here before we get too rambly. Let's go to the wiki page for this now. Unknown Nightmares. And if you guys think I'm being a bit rambly and waffly and weird there, I'll tell you what, play the personal story. Especially if you're a nerd that's been deeply into this franchise for all these years. Play the personal story again. Think about what they're hinting at and how many of those things have happened now and been resolved. In satisfying or unsatisfying ways, it doesn't really matter. The point is just it's seeing how much time has passed, illustrated and laid bare so bluntly. Alright. Too many memories of old things. Like, I remember what felt to me like years after Guild Wars 2's launch. Guild Wars 2 didn't come out with GVG, right? But there was a guy in one of my old guilds that I was in Guild Wars 2. And he'd come to the game in Guild Wars 1. I remember sitting on, like, a hill up here with him, just chatting with this guy in, like, TeamSpeak or whatever it was. Ventrilo, maybe. I don't know. But I was chatting with this guy for, like, ages that night. And he was reminiscing about all of his GVG experiences in Guild Wars 1 and how excited and how much he wanted to see that come out in Guild Wars 2. And that was years ago that I was talking to that guy about that. Years and years and years ago. And the context of the conversation we were having itself was already reminiscing about years ago. All right, here you go. Here's the suspicious portal to the underworld. I think this is just always here, right? Didn't this show up in the lead up to the Hall of Chains with a bunch of bodies and things? The portal hums ominously, but no enemies emerge. Well, this seems to be as good as it gets. The sensor beeps a few times before its light turns green. I'll tell you what, guys, this Orax thing could be a good opportunity for more Menzies stuff as well. We are dealing with mist entities and things, aren't we? Oh. Of course, we open the map to fast travel. That means you're going to get attacked. You're going to get in combat. Only a highly trained ear would be able to detect that.
Someone get me a report on the Murtaugh Tower situation.
A true warrior needs a weapon for every day of the week.
Ah, you startled me. Sorry, Commander. I was deep in thought. Did you finish calibrating the sensor? Excellent. Let me get this plugged in and let me one... There! Here we go. Contact with an unknown, unknowable, terrifying noise in the mists. Witness this for me, please, in case no one believes me later. Hello? The radio is silent for a moment, until it almost sounds like... Tyrians! Who are you? Who am I? Who are you reaching through the veil? No, I know this essence. The Commander. He knows us, guys. Yeah, that's me. Hero of legend. What a moment this has become. I am intrigued. Commander, be careful. Creatures from the mist are known for their trickery. It may be trying to butter you up and manipulate you. Oh, butter me up, Orax. Butter me. Put a fork in me, I'm done. I have no desire to harm you. Your world is a curiosity to me. I've seen many great realms fall, and yet little Tyria thrives. Perhaps I can see it for myself? Ooh, I like this. I didn't like that previous comment that Tyria was a special place in the mist, worth protecting, blah, blah, blah. From this demon's perspective, we're just a little bumfuck nowhere. I like that. Seen many great realms fall. Ooh. where the humans came from, maybe? I don't know about that. It is tempting, Commander. The data we could gather would be incredible. It could be worth the risk of letting this thing through, whatever it is. Maybe there's a safe method. Do you have a plan? Perhaps. I need you to collect a crystal from the Chaos Crystal Cavern for me. I'll stay here and extract what data I can from our guests. Oh, the Chaos Crystal Cavern. So we're talking about the Iron Munches? The Iron Marches, JP? Off to Pecan Square. Oh, it's Pecan Square, guys. Whoa, what is going on with the audio? Holy shit, we have like, is it because there's a rift near? Whenever I come here, by the way, I once proposed a game. We talk about other games in the Guild Wars franchise, in the IP, other things that Arenanet can produce. And I've been an advocate of smaller focused products. You know, they don't all have to be massive MMOs that bog you down for 10 years or whatever. I've always liked a Dragon Age. You know Dragon Age 2? It's just a city. It's a whole RPG in the city. I've always loved the idea of doing that, but for like a small place in this game. Like maybe Pecan Square, right? As it's rendered in Guild Wars 1 and 2, it's just, you know, 4 walls and some rubble. But in lore, let's say it's a big outpost. It's a big settlement filled with a game's worth of RPG decisions and excitement and so on. All right, to get into the chasm, I think it's by this tree. I always fuck this up, by the way. Always. I always end up at the wrong spot. Oh no, we've made it. I hope I'm in the right place. I was actually here just the other day for... Dawn, I think, wanted me to come here. And instead of doing the jumping puzzle, I just opted to run along. See, I remember many moons ago, there was a skip for this jumping puzzle, which is you don't have to climb on any of these. You can just start like halfway here. You can jump on that from the floor or something. There you go. I did it immediately. So you can skip, right? So anyway, remembering that, I was thinking, well, hold on. It's years later. We have mounts now. We have new tools, new toys. Maybe I'm a bit more savvy than that now. Maybe I can just come over here and skip. So I ran all the way over, realized I couldn't, saw that there was a player up there, so I immediately sent him a party request, because with a party request I could TP to a friend, and he declined the party request, and I thought, oh, fuck. And I turned around, and as I turned around, so I was focused on the UI of the party request, and I was looking, you know, up on the very top left, and as I left, I realized the very player I tried to do this, he had jumped down and made a portal for me. And right as I was going to leave, and I was feeling a little grumpy about the guy that declined the party request, all he had to do was click accept, and I would have been fine. No, right as I'm leaving, I realized he had nicely jumped down and portaled me up anyway. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. Thank you very much. So I wasn't punished for my hubris in the end, because he was decent about it. But, yeah, no such luck this time. Also, there's not a crystal over there, so maybe we don't actually need to do it. Maybe we just need to find a crystal in the room. I'm going to check Wiki. I might not even be in the right place. Oh, I am. Wiki doesn't have a specific thing for me here, though. Yeah, I love this. These guys get teleported here from the Thormanova reactor.
Genius, and you are...
So good. I love the story of the Thormanova reactor. You get so many different details and elements of it in so many different areas of the game. Alright, I guess I'm just going to do it. So we'll start here. And so I get transformed, right? So I'm big now, which messes with my timing a bit. But doesn't actually have to, right? I don't actually get in combat with any of those. This is a really cool JP. Simple idea. Long linear sequence. Always clear where to go. But they mess with your size. Oh no, being mini on this is speeding me up. I've got lightning speed. And it's the classic boon icon. You feel faster, nothing can slow you down. And now I'm snake-sized. You feel tiny, small spaces are no barrier to you. Weird. Is there an expectation I'll climb through a small hole? Right, don't mess it up now. Okay, I'm opening the chest. Okay, it did do it. Right. Oh, this is really short. Oh my god. It's amazing how quick it goes through, isn't it? And likewise, for the devs, it must be amazing how much energy they have to put in to just getting a couple of, you know, like, here's this objective, this objective, this objective, this objective, and it's done in like 2 seconds from the player.
A true warrior needs a weapon for every
A
day.
little bit of fish broth with fresh vegetables from the village.
Okay. Now, no, the ruins are a matter of historical inquiry. Back to what I was asking. A deep conversation appears to be in progress. Oh, he's talking to the voice in the radio, but surely someone still lives who remembers enough to restore them to glory. Architecture is hardly my area of expertise. Now, if you could tell me what your... Wait, what is going on? The demon wants to restore Bavanisos to its glory? Wow. Surely someone still lives who remembers enough to restore them to its glory. Architecture is hardly my area of expertise. Now, if you could tell me what your... Commander! Finally, someone I can get a straight answer out of. Hello again, Commander. I can glance at his notebook, or I can say I've got the crystal. What have you learned? I'm going to glance at his notebook. Its pages are covered in diligently prepared questions, probing for information about the mysterious entity. Each and every one has been scratched, though with less and less precision. The words food motivated sprawl across the other page in barely legible handwriting. Well, it's a start. Okay, I got the crystal. What have you learned? Primarily, whatever this thing may be, it is frustratingly stubborn and difficult to get data from. I'm simply hungry, and it's much harder to think when you're peckish. Commander, what does a warrior from your realm feast on? Perhaps the limb of a beast? Or your enemy's heart? We've got all sorts of food, but heart isn't usually on the menu. You see, it changes the subject at the slightest whim. A pity I can't sample your food, given the distance between us. This is funny. In Nyos they were always hungry, right? But they couldn't eat our food. Wasn't that the thing? Hunger and demons is a very common... Although, Commander, you did say you'd retrieve the crystal our friend asked for. Sure did. It's right here. Incredible. Will it work? Son of Durand. Durand? I'm going to wiki that real quick on both Guild Wars 1 and 2. I don't think that's a word that I know. Oh my god, it is a thing. What the fuck? Durand. Drive off Icebrood while Durand repairs Swordhelm's steading. So Durand is just a random ass Norn in Snowden Drifts. This time I don't think it's a deliberate reference. Son of Durand? Well, oh, sorry. He's son of Durand. Fuck's sake. Jorvik is son of Durand. Because he's Durandson. I read the wrong person's dialogue, the wrong half of the conversation. I thought Jorvik was saying it to the demon, and the demon, which meant that the demon at some point had introduced it to itself as the son of Durand. So therefore Durand is this demon, blah, 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 blah. But no, I just had it flipped. Let's put it to the test. Our distance thins. Perhaps you could attune the crystal for me. Anywhere a dragon has lingered should be powerful enough for me to reach through. I can do that. Dragon? That makes me nervous, but didn't Aurene have a scrying pool up in the north? Maybe you can start there. Oh, that's cool. My head was whizzing. Let's go to Ara. Let's complete Dragon Stand. Let's complete Dragon Fall. You know, there's so many things they could ask us to do. But the scrying pool in the Eye of the North, that's a cool pick. All right. Because, yeah, Aurene was sitting around there for a long time. Sajik says, no, the demons can eat our food. They were hungry because Epart cut off their normal food supply, which was dreams. So normally they eat dreams, but they were resorting to regular food in lieu of that. I'm entering an area where mounts are not allowed. Should I just interact with the scrying pool moat? It's still a bit of a shame to me they haven't used this more. Submerge the crystal into the scrying pool. Farewell, Aurene. Oh, looks like we're done now, guys. Talk to Jorvik to give him the attuned crystal. Well, unless, of course, there's another quest. We'll see what those all mean in a second. Over here. Over here. Oh, they could eat our food as shown in the wizard's house. Yeah, wasn't there a chefing thing in the epilogue? of Sutu. That's right, Sutu.
True warrior
Not
needs a
Soto,
weapon for
not
every
Soto.
day of the week.
Sutu. S-O-O-O-T-O-O. Yeah, that's right, 3 O's. A monarch is not elected, but neither is an imperator. An imperator can claim supremacy of their bloodline, yet they are not a monarch. Is that so? Oh god, he's teaching it all about politics. And your people, your white bear, is no monarch, and claims no authority to rule, yet his bloodline commands deference or respect. The nuance yet escapes me. Commander, tell me it's ready and done so I can stop casting knowledge into a bottomless pit. It asks so many questions. Sounds like you've been having fun. Here's your crystal. Thank the spirits. Now, I need you to speak with the beast and find out how to sate its curiosity without needing my constant attention. That box. Go, please. Alright, I'll handle this. Talk to a shadowy being through their crystal mirror in Barvanisos to acquire their blessing. Oh, look, here it is. That's what the back piece is going to be. I really like it, honestly. And look, it looks like fucking Su-1. So, guys, is anyone doing any interesting speculation about that? Honestly, do you think it's a coincidence that we have another draconic-looking demon here? I think that this pries a little at the idea of where did Su-1 come from, right? I don't know if the story ends up explaining more, but I think it's really cool. Hello, Commander. Warrior of Worlds. Hello. Were you giving Jorvik a hard time? Your friend has the mental stamina of a fledgling. He attempted to answer my questions, but I fear my curiosity exhausted him. This is a very Razor-esque thing as well, right? You got a demon mist-entity that's very curious. For Razor, it's just because it's data. It's curious about humanity, really. Or what it means to be human, to think, to feel. He seems stressed. He'll survive. Now, that crystal? Yeah, we'll get to that. I have a few questions. Of course. I'll answer whatever the commander asks. What would you like to know? Who are you? Ah, that's right. I haven't told you my name, although I fear it may overwhelm you. Our names grow longer with time, you see. One title for each victory, attained over our peers. Unlike Daenerys. But if we're to be companions, it would be impolite not to recite my full litany of deeds. Hold on. Attend, for I am Angharad Kathasak, Verisingratorix, vanquisher of 10,000 nightmares, merciful conqueror of 8 realms, sealer of Ippos. Holy shit, sealer of Ippos? The third and final. Look, interior is polite to just tell people what you'd like to be called. No, Liz, you bungler. Okay, he sounds like a good guy. Vanquisher of nightmares? That sounds fairly honorable. Dude, that's epic. Merciful? I mean, obviously, it's a demon, it could be lying. We're all the heroes of our own stories and all that. But in his own estimation, he's merciful. The conqueror of 8 realms. That's nice. It's cool to hear about the mist and lots of realms all at once, you know? We're moving very far away from this. Oh, there are 5 realms, 1 for each afterlife, and each got... You know, we're moving on from that. Sealer of Ippos... Oh, 6, rather. Sealer of Ippos, the third and final. Look, interior, it's polite to just say your name. I see. You may call me Orax, which is not a word that appeared in any of that other stuff. Oh, there you go. I can ask about Ippos. I have Ippos. Look, I will use it as a skill. Oh, no, I don't have a focus equipped. We share a long history. Between you and I, the sealing was a personal favor. They mentioned lying in wait for a mortal in equal both power and hubris. I was pleased that they wanted to come to Tyria, but they went on about insinuation and corruption, a wasted opportunity. I would rather experience the splendors of your world. Now that I ponder it, I haven't seen Ippos in a long time. And I can say I have it on good authority that they're fine. This is cool. Is this because I've crafted the legendary? Then perhaps we'll meet again. They do owe me a favor in turn. The thing is, I don't remember shit about the Ippos. There wasn't really... Ippos is one of those legendaries that didn't really get... It sort of got the short end of the stick. It didn't get a full story. What? Show me the collection. Why can't I see the collection? Oh, I don't know. Okay. So, how do you know who I am? Ha, everyone knows who you are, Commander. We all watch. We all observe. I'm not sure if I like that or not. Well, that's intimidating. And you fought so many things from my own realm. You're something of a legend. Ominous. Well, what is your realm? Hence my excitement in meeting you. What is your realm? Oh, come on. What's the next step? Swear yourself to me. I don't like the sound of that. It's merely a formality, a contract, if you will. Why do we need a contract? A formal agreement should precede any exchange of magic. How else can we set forth mutually agreeable terms? Well, what terms do you have in mind? I will bind us together, soul to soul. You will assist me in constructing a suitable vessel so that I may accompany you on your adventures. That sounds remarkably one-sided. Oh no! The vessel ought to be something that empowers you, Commander. Something so needful that you'll want to carry me with you forever. Forever is a long time. Indeed. Ideally, it should suit your taste and display my magnificent tail. Perhaps something easily carried on the back? I shall require inspiration. That seems practical. And we'll need some manner of tribute, of course. Of course. The contract is sealed. I believe it's customary to say, a pleasure doing business with you? Or is that too formal for a binding of souls? Wow, this is quite cool. You know, people often like to speculate about what happened to the Guild Wars 1 character 250 years later or whatever. Like, there's that theory that they are the new God of War or whatever. I kind of like the idea that in 20 years, Guild Wars nerds will be speculating what happened to the Commander, and they'll point to this and say, well, they're still hanging around with Orax. What do you need specifically? Okay, so it's put me into the collections now. The Binding of the Dragon. So, Orax contained is the pre. Oh, I get a homestead decoration. That's cool. I've already got that. I've already got that. So, Draconic Tribute. In the Mystic Forge, combine clovers, condensed magic, condensed might, and 5 amalgamated lodestones. That's really cheap. Okay, and then... Oh, no. This is the pre. Ascure Camping Cookout Backpiece. This back item is used for crafting Janthir Wilds legendaries, remnants, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so to get the cooking backpiece, I need to complete 10 map achievements throughout Barvanisos. So the point is, I need to finish these, right? Which is just do the random events and the little bonus objectives in the events. And then I'll finish the map meta. So I have a question. Back in the Lowland Shore, when I completed the map meta, I got this, the Standing Stones timepiece. And it says this back item is used for crafting legendaries. This, I thought, was the precursor, and we'd already got it from doing the map comp back at launch. We have to cast our minds back 9 months now, but remember? But now this seems to have nothing to do with it. And the legendary doesn't look anything like it. The Standing Stones timepiece, it still says on the text, used when making the legendaries. So let's look here. So the Gift of Shadows. It's just a bunch of random gifts. There's no stories there. That's what we were just looking at. Gift of the Mistburn Isles. Titan melted, liquid obsidian. Look how we have all these different types of obsidian now. Obsidian, by the way, Fissure of Woe, Menzies Connection. All the Massart shit. And then there's different foods here, and I dinged a couple of these, actually, yeah. Passion fruit tapioca, truffle steak. A lot of these got really expensive recently. Because, like, of the components needed, like the poultry or something, but then people farmed them and they've gone back down in price, I think. It doesn't look too expensive as a legendary. Based on my glancing at it all here. So it's a demon that likes to eat, basically. The spire is what I just got. I need it for the spear. Well, I made the spear ages ago. And it didn't use the time stone, I don't think. Did it? Anyway. So I won't actually be crafting this on screen. I've never really done that kind of content. What you might see, though, is when we start the next mini-X back in a couple of months, I have it done. And I'll talk a little bit about my experience with it. There is, again, so I might do one more video, guys, which is a retrospective. Basically, there's... Well, hold on, let me check here real quick. Can you remind me what I was doing? Alright, that's just the same scene as before. Okay, so we've got all the lore. Really interesting. I like the idea of this story. Hopefully he speaks to me again at the end. So, yes. Here we are. We're at the end, everyone.
Here, take a bowl. Little bit of fish broth with fresh
We're at the end.
vegetables from
Where should I
village.
go? Where will feel nostalgic as far as Janthir Wilds is concerned? What's the, like, nice, iconic place to stand? I mean, it's got to be the start, hasn't it? So there's a lot to be said. So, one of the things I noticed I could do on YouTube, we talked about this last summer with some of the Final Fantasy content, and it didn't quite work, basically. YouTube's got their shit together now. One of the things I can do is I can spin a chunk of a video like what you're currently watching into its own production. So I kind of like the idea of doing one more video, and in that video we have a bit of a casual back and forth between me, between you guys in the community. I'll have like I'll make some notes for myself in which we discuss like mini X-Packs and like give a general overview, review of Secrets of the Obscure, of Janthir Wilds. I don't want to go too serious with it, because I think the more serious I go with it, it just spins into this big thing and I'm not confident about it and stuff. But like maybe a casual commentary where we talk about that. And if there's like a good bit in it, then I'll spin it into its own video and we'll call that like, you know, a retrospective. So I'm interested in doing that. That might be one more thing I do, where we look back at Janthir Wilds and we sort of sum everything up and just see what we think. And basically the idea of a video like that is that would be very reliant on a lot of back and forth with you guys in the live chat. You know, today I've been doing a lot less back and forth, but more of a Q&A type thing. So I don't know, if you guys have like final reviewy thoughts on this expansion, drop them in the comments and I'll screenshot them and we'll do something on that. That might be nice. So I'll chew on that as an idea for a video. If tomorrow I'm not really feeling like it's going to be a good idea, what I'd really like to do is get back to Oblivion. It's been like 3 weeks now, maybe more. And we're right in the middle of some cool stuff with that, and I don't want to like drift from it too much. So we'll see. But basically that's it, guys. That's my my Janthir Wilds coverage. Yeah, I kind of want to put some final thoughts down. And instead of bumbling them out now, maybe I'll just make some notes for myself and we'll see what we think about this extra video. Can I just say thank you to everyone, people who played with me throughout this playlist. Like even today, being, you know, helped the people who contribute to the wiki, helped get these quests done smoothly. People who've contributed with lore discussions in chat. You know, all the healthy debate and chit chat we've had the whole way through. I haven't really had many members or donations or anything like that in the back half of this. I don't know whether it's because people aren't really enjoying it that much anymore. I don't know whether that's me or the expansion. But to people who have supported this as it's gone along, thank you very much. I guess this is kind of the end of a series here, really, as well. So I'll just say as well, if you like seeing me do Guild Wars content, if you want me to continue here on YouTube, you know, I do have to earn a living. Please do consider checking out the link in the description to my Patreon. It's not difficult. It doesn't take long. But if you do support me on Patreon, I mean, that literally is funding the production of these videos and will allow me to keep going. So, you know, if you're appreciative of it anyway, if you want to support in any way, please feel free to. It will mean if you're also in Discord, you get access to a special, like, chat room with me, and you get, you know, a purple name if you want it, and, you know, an icon and stuff. Alternatively, just become a YouTube member, and I'll see you right there. And to those of you, anyone who's already doing that, thank you. Your support means everything to me. And, yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks very much. That's Janthir Wilds. Let me know what you think in the comments. And I'll be back for more very soon. Take care, guys. See you next time. God, why? Why? Come on, it's not a very big file. It's really not. It's like a 7. I think it's 1080p 30 or something. Why is I need to buy a new hard drive. Talking about money. If you want to help fund me getting a new hard drive, all right, let's try this so we don't have shitty broken outro. Seriously, it's so annoying. Let's go again. Oh, and we'll probably I'll probably change the music back to regular LBA music. I don't know, maybe when Oblivion finishes, something like that. We'll see. Cheers, guys. Have a good one.